Welcome to episode 57 of Around the Mage Table. I'm joined by my fellow co-hosts. We'll start by saying I'm Frank. Lithian, how are you doing today?
You say 57?
Yeah, dude. It's been a ride, man. You know, I feel, sorry to interrupt this, but I feel like we've been getting a lot of love lately about our fans. I've got people coming on the Twitch. I've been people in YouTube comments. We got people in the Discord who are just like, hey, when's the next episode? Like, this is one of my favorites. And we also had a discussion, Lithian, where you kept talking about we're not that popular of a podcast, which I'm not here to say that we're like super popular, but I do think we're in like a top spot of, like, let's say maybe the top 5 podcasts.
I think you're dreaming.
Maybe, right? But the point is that I went onto the forums to prove my point, and there was someone who posted in March saying, hey, what's a good podcast for WoW? And, you know, the Podyssey was there, and some people say go back and listen to Titan Forge. But there were actually a couple of people who said our podcast, and I felt very honored by that. So thank you to our fans. We really appreciate you.
Yeah, we love our fans. We love our haters.
I love our haters.
Yep.
All right, Lithian, how you doing?
Scrap haters. I'm great. Yeah? You know, I got 3K on one of my characters, so you know that's one of the goals checked off.
Where would you rank Around the Mage Table on your favorite WoW podcasts?
He just ignored that you got 3K.
Who cares?
It's somewhere. He's mad because he doesn't have it on his.
We will talk about that in just a minute. Don't worry. All right, Scrap, how you doing today?
I'm doing good.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all I got for you.
That's it.
We have a lot to discuss about your shitty IO in a little bit, but we'll get to that again in a minute. IO, I had to stop you before we started the show because I said I don't want to hear this twice, and you swore that you thought I would.
Me.
All right.
Glad you saved me for last. I have a couple tangents. First off, this weekend we killed Forge Weaver, Araz, and Fractalus. So 5 of 8 we're doing. We're going back to do Soul Hunters. That's great. So I was wearing the bracelet Scrap made me at the at Gen Con that she said she put some gamer crystals in it to give some gamer energy. I was like, let's go. Let's use this to
a bracelet that I have yet to receive, but everyone else has.
And that's probably why
I got
the lowest wheel IO, which would explain it. But anyways, so it was starting to like hurt my wrist a little bit, but also the times I took it off, because it just like it did like when my wrist is on like resting on like the table.
Oh yeah.
Like, but the pulls I take it off are the ones we kill the boss. So I'm starting to wonder if she put the right crystal in.
She curses. That's all she does.
I put the curse in it. Oh no.
Okay, so you got Fractalus, you got Araz down. I have a question for you about Fractalus, right? Because we've been and we've been talking. Actually, we'll talk about this later because I have a tweet that I want to share with you guys. The weak ore for Fractalus. Okay, so we've seen it on Heroic. What is the major difference between it and Mythic? Heroic?
So honestly, the major difference I've noticed, and maybe this was different in Race to World First because it seemed like that was a tough boss for them, was just the dots hit a little bit harder. So you just need to be more on top of your defensives and your cooldowns. And I think there's just like a hardened rage, so the damage check's just a little tighter. So if you lose people early, you know, it might be kind of tight at the end. As far as the actual fight itself, the weak ore is the exact same. You put markers on the ground in a specific way, and it literally just tells people where to go. And if somebody maybe makes a mistake, it'll try to account for that and fix it. So obviously you can still wipe if too many people make a mistake, but it's pretty much just like DDR the boss in a way. You can just run to the right spot. And on Mythic, there's these spreads you get. You know how sometimes after the wall breaks, you get the spreads that come out. Everybody gets one, and there's no penalty for being in the way of the break when it's happening if you're not the breaker. So basically, you just go to that position right away. I'll send a picture for reference of the raid plan thing we had. But basically, everyone just went to a pre-assigned position. It took us like less than, I want to say 10 pull. It was like really easy. It just because
I like the way we do it better.
Yeah.
So that was gonna be my question. You've done both now. Which is the better way to do it? And sorry, just for our viewers, the other way is that we just literally eyeball it.
So we just yell the whole time and don't have a weak aura. Like we just yell, I'm going to this one, I'm going to this one, and then 3 people go to it, and then Frank yells.
In the context of me feeling like we're a little behind because we had to reprog the 3rd boss of it before killing the 4th one, which didn't take too long. I'm happy to have kind of skipped it. It just makes you feel like you're a little more ahead. Plus, killing him gives you Soul Hunter's loot in the vault. So, you know, and plus we'll be able to get like good
Really?
stuff with dinars. Yeah. It's
thought-
whatever the highest, like, so it's technically the 6th boss. So this it puts in your loot pretty much the 6th boss down. That's why people kill Soulbinder before the antenna guy.
I thought the whole idea of it was that you only activated the loot table based on what's called ID you killed, you know?
Yeah, and it used to be like that, but people tried to game it for that bow in season 1 of Dragonflight, so Blizzard changed it. So there's the history. My knowledge of the history is a little shaky. Someone would have to research that, but I'm pretty sure that's how it happened. But regardless, so in that case, I liked doing it that way, but I like how we do it better because it just feels like it just ruins the boss. It seems like that's the kind of boss where you need the coordination check, you need the chaos. It's like the dragon in Gambit. It's fun when it works, but as soon as it starts getting chaotic, that's when it gets really fun and everything starts going crazy. But so I and with how Soul Hunters is now, you got to do this thing where you get assigned 2 other people so those specific people get the debuff in the beginning, the thing you soak with, and then you have to know what stacks they're at, go next to them so you can specifically be next to them when they get dispelled so you get it next. It's just so complicated. I cannot wait till they just take all this crap out of the game.
Well, they won't. that's a different conversation for another day.
Wait, all this crap, do you mean mechanics? Like, what are
no,
you
not mechanics. Not mechanics. I mean, just the thing where we need a note software, a weak aura, a thing on my screen telling me where to go, showing me the specific needle in a haystack standing in a crowd so I can go run next to him.
Well, I don't know if you heard, Max says that even if they take out all of the stuff, YouTube will tell you because you'll just upload.
I've heard that a lot.
I know you were complaining about it earlier. That was my joke.
YouTube will tell me?
No. Max is saying that if they remove things like the timers, that you'll just have a YouTube to do it instead, which is true.
Or like you start your YouTube video the second
everyone started in 3, 2, 1 and go, you know, and you could even have your own like video for your own cooldown.
The mechanics in weak auras wouldn't even be that bad, but the problem is the one guy who introduced the strategy to us told us, oh yeah, you got to list the names horizontally or vertically. He was wrong. You had to do it horizontally. Yep. So literally we lost like 20 to 30 minutes of prog so someone could like properly code a friggin' note in the thing. And it's just like, I just want to play the game. I just want to do it over and over again until we get it. Like, it's just annoying to have to troubleshoot that stuff, but
well, you know, they've been doing a decent job of keeping some of the promises of what they like. Hey, we're gonna readdress the cooldown manager, and you know the damage meters and stuff is coming. So you know, fingers crossed. But obviously, I don't know if it's necessarily entirely true. In fact, I thought I heard Max say something to the effect of, you know, on the Podyssey or maybe just in a stream, he was saying that apparently they're kind of walking that back a little bit. Now this is again total hearsay, but. You know, it sounds like he's like, yeah, because they realize, as he said, playing a video on the other monitor is not against terms of services. So what are they really going to be able to do about it? But anyways,
right.
All right. Yeah. Sorry, you had anything else to add?
No, that was it.
Cool. Let's jump into today's content. We're going to kick off with a quick share about the wheel. Scrap has hit 31-23 as our leader. Congrats, Scrap. We are down to 8 contestants. We had 12 to start with, and 4 have already quit. Including our co-host Ioski. Flux has yet to do anything about his character. Haywire has done a couple. Mojo is back with a vengeance, apparently. I don't know. And Undead has been talking in the chat, but not too
quietly, like, plugging along.
Phoenix has been complaining about not being able to get in keys, and we'll talk about what else he's complaining about, because I also have to complain about it. And of course, I'm in third, and Lidori just hit 3K, 10 minutes ago?
Yay!
That's his first 3K character.
Because y'all were making fun of me. Yeah, y'all were making fun of me yesterday. I felt really bad.
Crawled so Lidormi could run.
Right.
Now, I didn't want to spend too much time on this itself, but I did want to take a second to talk about our data points, which was a big part of the reason why I wanted to do this competition.
We got most of the anger out before the podcast talking about this, though.
Not really.
No, because we're gonna get it out right here in a second. So I'm gonna start by showing. I think this is Scrap Claws, right? So Scrap, this is the add-on that Lithium built for us. Okay.
Yes.
and you have applied for over 1,000 keys, and you're averaging, I'd say, double digits for sure. Those don't count because they're mythic 0. So 18, 12, 13, 20, 9.4 is your lowest, 12, 11, 10, etc. Right? On 1,000 keys. Now, before I show mine and Lithian's numbers, because I don't have IOs to show because he quit, I don't think with a single key. Tell us, what do you believe your secret is?
Look, you guys are all attacking me because I have a higher acceptance rate, but I have been saying from the beginning that my strategy is solid, and I think this is evidence of the strategy.
Sure.
The first 2 weeks...
Explain the strategy.
Well, I'm explaining the strategy. The first 2 weeks, I hit it super hard and tried to pump up my score really, like, a lot based on my score from the previous
Which is
season
evident
of my
because
other
you have, you know, almost double my runs.
Yeah, so like the first 2 weeks, I was literally every single application I put in, I said like 3,300 last season main or whatever, and then I just started lying. I started saying like 3K alt. That's like a standby. But I mean, like a lot of times people don't check, so I was able to get into keys I wasn't super qualified for and ramp my score up a ton. And then by like week 2 or 3, I don't know what week we're on. Like I was
We're on 6 right now.
okay. By I think by week 3 I was 3K. That sounds about right. Maybe 4. And then I could kind of just like, there weren't a lot of people who were 3K, so I can kind of just coast into keys just on being 3K. I've also been just like applying, I think carefully, like I did all my 12s before I did any 13s, and I did all my 13s before I did any 14s. So like, I'm not trying to reach for the moon, especially because I'm still learning the class, and I have made a breakthrough. I'm still pretty bad at it, but at least I'm keeping up. But I think that,
hold on. Let's put an asterisk there because
asterisk.
you say you're keeping up, but one, you're supposed to be logging your runs and you're not. But of
I'm
the
gonna log
ones
them
that
this
have
week.
been logged, of the ones that have been logged, you have finished last on DPS in every single one but
not
one.
every single one.
Every single one but one where you finished second.
To be fair,
I'm not logging the ones that I was higher in.
She stopped the esoteric bullshit. She's going. She's getting better.
I did have a log review in the.
Okay,
hold on.
Yeah, go on, Lithian.
She's playing, just for everyone's awareness, she's playing an enhancement shaman, right?
Which is far from meta.
It's the bottom 3 or 4.
Well, but nobody knows you're playing enhancement until you get in the group, and then they feel bad kicking you out, right?
That has happened.
But like I'm playing a Fury Warrior and Frank's playing some sort of Warlock or something, and if you had a choice between those 3, what would you choose? You know, and that's
I'd play Fury because it's meta and it's easy.
Oh my god!
And I know, and also hold on, and
That's
also
not
I know how to
reality.
play it already. So
yeah,
I think the other problem with Warrior though is that it's like Ret, not to the degree of Ret, but there's a lot of warriors out there who are like, oh hell yeah, now I can play Warrior, and they're all coming out of the woodworks.
Yeah,
because every time I open it,
bring anything.
Well, so hold on, Lithian, I want to debunk Scrap already because she said like I hit it hard and I used my own keys. She said this pre-show. I used my own keys.
I didn't entirely use my own key.
Scrap, you've done 1,000 applications. Yeah. Not a single one of them were your own key. Where is your key?
Well, how does it show what my key was?
No, it's not going to show your key.
Oh, okay.
It's only,
I'm sure it was at least 1,000 of my key.
You thought you ran 1,000 keys?
So you've run 2,000.
You've run 78 keys, Scrap. You've run 78. Of those 78, you've applied to 1,000 keys, right? So I don't think you've done any of your own keys.
I have done my own key some. I did my own key some. Definitely. But if I can get into a key, I ditch the own key. Like right now, when I hit 31, I immediately stopped pushing my own key because I was like, when you hit those landmarks, the 3K, the 31, the 32, then you can push above your weight class a little bit. Like, because people just look for the number. I mean, there's people 3,100 who have 15s on the board, you know, like, so I don't have any 15s on the board, but they see the 31, they're like, okay, that person's good. And boy, are they wrong. Like,
all right, let's look at our acceptance. So again, your lowest is 9.4. Okay, I'll start with Lithian's. Lithian is got, ignoring the mythic zeros, you got a 9, a 7, 8, 4, 1, 5, 4, 7, 8, 4, 3. So your highest is not even as high as her lowest, right?
No.
You've applied to 1,500 keys, so it is higher for sure. Okay. Mine, I've applied to about 900 because I have built up my key, and mind you, I've done 40 keys to your 78, so I don't know what the fuck you're doing. But I've got, now granted, my Halls of Atonement's really low because I was like fishing this hard to get 2K because it was like I had a 2 on this and all my others were 10 or whatever.
That's no excuse, Frank. Scrap
No,
head
it's
over
not. I'm just
300.
saying
You get a
it's got an
10%.
asterisk next to it because you can see like all the other applications are in the hundreds. This one's at 300. But 5.473, 4744, 38, 40. My Operation Floodgate for some reason I'm easy to get in on those. I don't know why. But yeah, what the fuck? Now,
well,
granted,
hold on, Frank. I feel like you're being a little bit, I don't want to say dishonest, but a little bit tricksy here
Oh,
because I saw you applying to 10s when you were like had only done 7s and 8s. So, and like I was like, dude, you're gonna completely fuck your. You even said you're gonna fuck your application statistics.
You know when I said, hey, everyone, I want to put an asterisk on Halls of Atonement. That was
Well,
the
no, but you
fucking
were
of
doing
my
it with
statistics. I
everything.
admitted it before you just accused me of it.
I know, but I think you do that more than anybody.
I didn't. I only did it with Halls of Atonement because I couldn't get the key, and everything else I had built up to get 3K, and I'd done my 10s except for Halls of Atonement, which I had a 2 in, and I was like, I literally would put in my notes like, guys, come on, this is the only one I need for like not resilient, but whatever, you know what I needed at the time. And so yeah, like again, I've already told you, like this is definitely botched because of that. But all the other ones, I built up my own keys for the most part to get my 10s. And I've now started building them up because then I started pugging. This is where most of the data comes from here. Now I've started using my own keys again to get my 12s. But I'm hitting a point where I keep getting this. I think I keep getting Gambit or something every time I get my key. And
Gambit's a good push up though. Like
it is, but I've only got so much time. This is part of the reason why I'm behind is because I've been like out of town 3 out of the 4 weekends this past month. And so I've like got limited time to get my vault filled, and I'm like, well, if I'm gonna do it, I'm not gonna do it like wasting time people breaking my key. I'm just gonna try to find a key. I agree with you, Scrap, as you've given advice before that using your own key is the best way to do it. I still stand by that.
When you have the resilient, like right when you hit that resilient tier, that's the best time
hold on,
to do
Scrap,
it.
though. But hold on, like you're talking to the 1% of, or 5% of people who have resilient 12s, right? Like we're talking about how do you get to resilient in the first place?
Right. Primarily, that's when I start hitting my own key really hard because like any 13 will give me score. So and I can keep gambling that 12 over and over and over until I get a group that pushes it up, and then I can just like do my 13. And then I'm in the process doing my vault keys. So
nothing's more heartbreaking right now because I don't have resilient on this character. I think I have like 2 left to get to 12. Yeah. And I had a 14 Priory that was like absolutely crushing, and we were gonna get it. I was like, hell yeah, this is gonna be great. And then the tank's shield jumped to a nearby pole at the very end. You know that one mob that has a very nasty aura.
Yeah.
Imagine that.
Completely shit the bed for us. And I wasn't mad at him because I've been there, as you guys have already thrown in my face.
Karma. Karma from your shield.
Karma. Karma. By the way, karma.
Karma.
like I'm sitting there going willy-nilly, like, here's a shield, everyone, and just fuck you.
Yeah.
Anyways, but then I did the 13 right behind it, and of course, like it was a donkey shit show immediately. So what I want to also talk about real quick in the wheel space and just in general, because I'm sure people experience this just as all of us are, is what's going on in the 10 to 12 space for Mythic Plus. Now, just some stats real quick before we jump into that. Last week, we had 2.8 million runs in Mythic Keys, okay? Let me switch it by key level. There we go, by key level, there we go. And you can see that there's been a tick up in the 11 and 12s, right? People are starting to try to push. First off, fun fact, 2.8 million keys last week. That is more than season 1 of The War Within. And this season in itself has been more keys than I think like one thing I saw on Twitter, I think was like the first 2 weeks of season 3 are more than all Shadowlands season 1 or something like that.
Oh my God.
Like all together. Anyways,
a million, I think a million less than season 3 of Dragonflight, which was a lot more keys than a lot of these other seasons. So this is gearing up to be like one of the highest key seasons ever.
A good runway too into midnight, hopefully. But what comes with all those keys being done is the buffoonery in the 11 and 12 spaces. So I wanted to ask you guys, what has your experience been in the 10? Well, I'll just say 11 and 12 space right now.
I see abandons a lot. Sometimes even before we get to the first boss in some keys.
Yeah.
So
what
mostly good for me, but I did have a 10 prior the other day that failed because people weren't kicking the fireball on the first boss, and I was pretty bummed because I just wanted Gilded Crest. So I'm like, why did this need to fail?
What about you, Scrap?
But-
On your journey to skip
I was
everyone
gonna say,
to 3K?
well, I haven't been doing 11s and 12s recently, so I don't know.
I've been doing 13s and
I will
actually,
say the 13s
I've-
and 14s can be really brutal though. So
yeah, I'm usually trying to do 13s because I'm trying to get all 13s done. But it's been rough, man. Some
I
of
find
the
that. Oh,
go
were you saying?
ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I have people who go offline to avoid the flag.
Oh my god.
annoys the hell out of me. By the
I haven't
way.
had that yet.
I've had it so
I've had
many
it
times.
a couple times.
I've had people fighting in the key, like, because they wouldn't abandon it
Those are
when they wanted to
great.
abandon. But then, like, I've seen people take the flag in keys I'm in. Like, they're just like, fuck you, and they just leave. Like, you can't drag me through this. But I haven't seen anybody disconnect.
The 10 to 12 range for me, at least in full pugs, or like with a couple pugs, if I'm running with like one other person, hasn't been too bad for me personally, but there have been a couple, especially as of late, I feel like had a couple things where people do AFK to leave to not get the lever tag. And it sucks because the only thing you can report them for is terrorism or child abuse.
Yeah, jeez.
And-
Terrorism is pretty good.
Yeah.
Like I don't, but yeah,
Terrorism.
so it's definitely maybe something they should
Dude.
look into, but
Jack
It-
H,
The hunter.
whoever you are.
Tell
no.
the story. Tell the story.
Yep.
So the dude, we're in Priory. You do the first pull, and he died a couple of times. I don't know what was going on. I'm playing my warrior. I don't really pay attention to anything because all I do is hit pow, 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 just the buttons.
Mhm.
And he must have died a couple of times. And we get up to the next packs as you go up the stairs on the right. He died again because he got leapt on by those dogs or whatever. And he says GG, and he doesn't initiate an abandon. He's like,
Didn't even try.
I forgot. Yeah, he didn't even try to initiate an abandon. He just went offline after he died. He said indie game,
Oh yeah, that's
GG,
right.
and went offline. And then after he goes offline,
So he
we
didn't even die
abandoned.
to like a bug or anything. He just was like
no,
getting
it
pelted.
wasn't a bug or nothing. He was just bad at the game. He
Unbelievable.
we abandoned out, right? So I'm sitting outside. I didn't leave the group because I was busy doing something else, and he just pops right back on and then leaves the group and pieces out. Jack H, I'm telling
Well,
you.
I
buddy.
have a story. I can't remember. Did I tell it last week because it happened 2 weeks ago? But like I had a paladin in my Halls of Atonement who like we accidentally pulled the extra gargoyle up. This is before they nerfed it. And he died on it. And we were okay, we recovered and stuff, but he wouldn't res. Like, and we were still good on time, and he was just bitching. Like, he was just laying dead and bitching, like, I'm not gonna res, I'm not gonna do anything, I'm not gonna vote, I'm not gonna do anything. Like, he was just freaking out, and everybody was dogpiling on him, like, bro, what's wrong with you? Like, we could have timed it. I was like, dude, this is typical fucking paladin bullshit. Like, he's just holding us hostage, like, not resing, not abandoned, not anything.
I've stuck to the episode where we said, the Rets are stupid. I've stuck to my promise. I've denied every single one of them because I'm boycotting them.
Yep.
This is,
It's for the best.
same bullshit. So I'll tell my story real quick. And this is the problem I have with the 11 to 12s is I feel like because either the season's a little bit easier or maybe people are playing, I don't want to say meta because like not all the meta specs have been actually the most egregious offenders of this, but like people in the 11 to 12 space are either really good at the DPS, but they don't know how to do fucking anything else. Or they're really good at the mechanics, but their DPS is like tank level, right? Like I did an AraKara 12 where there's this warrior who brought his friend. They were high eye level, they're high IO. There's no reason I should have suspected otherwise. But the Fury Warrior was doing literally like 3 mil DPS right next to the Prop Warrior, right? And he got really mad about like we didn't stun the bugs in our Halls of Atonement, or not Halls of Atonement, AraKara. And I'm like, dude, like you didn't stun it either. And I'm like pulling the logs, all this shit. And then they just start trolling me. Okay, fine, whatever. Like that's just a troll. But then I was in a HOA with a prot warrior, and we were, I think it was a 13 or 14. We were getting absolutely blasted by the casters, and they weren't having interrupts. Now I'm a warlock. I don't have a great interrupt. I could fear, but then like my DPS just like plummets because I'm like casting fear every 2 seconds. Anyways, we get to the end of the dungeon and he kills us on the last boss when we would have timed it because he just decided to like move at the last second out of the beam, the last boss.
Yeah.
And he just starts like ripping into me saying, why did I move? I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So I look at the interrupts afterwards, and he is the lowest. He's the lowest. I was the top. The Arcane Mage, I think, was like right tied with me at the top. There was a Ret Paladin, or no, it wasn't Ret because I wouldn't take Ret. It was like someone else, I don't know. And then there was the healer, which was an enhanced shaman or a resto shaman, and then there was the tank, a prot warrior. And I was just like, dude, why didn't you interrupt? Like, we were getting absolutely decimated half the run because like things were just clocking us at 50% of our health. Yeah. And he just responded like, why do I need to interrupt? I've got shield reflect or spell reflect. And I just like crashed
Just hitting
out
other people
because he started capsing me with bro. He's like, bro, I don't need to. I got shield reflect. I'm like, we're the one getting killed, dude. Like,
bro.
Anyways,
I don't need to kick is insane behavior.
It was anyways. So
wait, I got one more aside.
Okay.
Wait, you have a point?
No, I was just gonna say, like, I feel like we're in this void, right, where the people who can either do good DPS or do mechanics but can't do good DPS are like being gate kept out of the 13s, because like the 13s and the 14s I've had. Well, granted, there's been like 13s either fail entirely on the first pull, like right away, or
there's
fine,
a lot of those.
Usually there's okay. But yeah, like that's like the gatekeep for the people who are just like, what the hell is going on in this space?
I feel like 14 is definitely like a pretty steep difficulty change between 13 and 14. Like I just feel like in 14 you kind of can't have a wipe on almost any of them. Like maybe Streets or Gambit you can.
Not a wipe, no.
But yeah, but it's like it tightens up a lot. Whereas on the 13s, I feel like you get away with a wipe on almost all of them, depending on where it is. But yeah, so what I was gonna say, I have one story aside. It was on a Dawnbreaker that bricked like later in the key, but the beginning, the first like 3-4 pulls of the key, the resto druid was fucking crashing out because nobody was kicking.
Yeah.
Like there was I can't remember what it was. It was another melee DPS that wasn't kicking. I was kicking. Like I had the highest kicks at the end of that 4 pulls that then we left. But he was like immediately was like in all caps like, no one's kicking. Why aren't you kicking? And again, nobody died. Like he was just crashing out. And he tried to pull a slash abandon vote based on no deaths, just like he was so mad that no one was
protesting it. Which, by the way, just another aside, Scrap has thrown in slash abandons on perfectly good keys for us.
Oh my god!
So many times to fucking try to trip us up, and we were playing with a guildie last night. And it genuinely was like, oh my god, what? Just like went to, what are you doing?
No. The funniest thing you can do if you're in a group with like all your friends and maybe one pug is just like randomly do slash abandon. Like I was doing it every time I lost in DPS on a pull, I'd hit a slash abandon, and we were with a pug, and the pug kept freaking out because he was like, "What's going on? Are we short on time? What's going on?" I was like,
no, you did it to we were in like a 13 prior or something.
Yeah.
And the warlock beat you on the big pull after the first boss.
Yeah.
And you just hit all of us with a slash abandon. And he's like, "Oh my god, what? Like, do we not have enough time?" And I go, "No, you just made her upset because you beat her."
It's just a really funny like.
Anyways.
I don't even say anything. I just do it.
It's not funny, Scrap. It's not funny.
It hasn't gone old for me yet. It's really funny.
But okay, so first and foremost, we've been playing our wheel characters a lot. We've seen a lot of chaos on that. Now, I pulled my tank character, Scrap, just to compare it to your accepts. Yeah, and you're beating my tank in accepts to dungeons. So now granted, I've only done like 15 LFGs for those. But like on our regular characters, we're all playing together, so it's not really that apparent, but it's definitely been apparent on the wheel keys. And also we had the AraKara and HOA nerfs last week. And I wanted to see if they had actually made any change. So HOA was a failure rate of around, where is it? 86.7 last week. And
oh my god.
Before, wait, was it? Well, maybe it was the week. Let's see. Was it 2 weeks ago or last week when the buff?
It can't be 86. That's the success rate. That's in time.
Yeah, I know. But what I'm saying is,
I thought you were saying they failed 86%. I was like, there's no fucking way.
Okay, that must have been 2 weeks ago that they did that nerf, right?
It was 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
We've had 2 weeks of
so
easy
77.6 hauls, 73.6 Ara. Ara's jumped up to 75.9, but Halls has jumped up quite a bit to 84.9. I think the Halls one definitely feels like that because it's not brutal.
Halls is so much more comfortable. I don't think it's too easy. I think it falls more in line with the other keys. Like it's not easier than Gambit or Streets, I don't think, but I think it's like pretty close behind like Gambit, Streets, and Eco. I got a 14 done on my wheel, whereas like when I was getting my 12s resilient, like it was so fucking hard. But the last couple ones I've done at 13 and 14, I finished with like 4 or 5 minutes left. So it's definitely like more in line with appropriate difficulty. Now, AraKara, I feel like is undisputably the hardest key in this rotation to time. I think it still could probably use a little bit more a touch, but I don't think it's egregiously difficult. Like I thought the halls before the nerf was like significantly harder and didn't seem to fall in line with the difficulty of the other ones. AraKara, I think it's a hard key, but I think it's mostly fair.
Dude, I've had so many abandons on that first
This
Yeah.
is why AraKara is still
Is that
considered
the
hard.
first boss room?
It's because
It's the
again,
first
I said this in the
mini-boss.
last episode. The tanks still don't understand what they're causing chaos with on that first pull, right?
Tanks don't care.
And don't get me wrong, I want to be clear. You can pull this pull off if you have like, you know, the either obviously a group of friends, sorry, but
Friends.
a really like insane healer who's just like spot healing the bleeds and all that stuff insanely well. But the truth is, if you split this pull up, the first pull right here, and then maybe lead into this one, we did this last what is it, Friday night or Saturday night this weekend with Morty. Didn't we do this with you, Morty? And we still timed the 13 or whatever we were doing.
Yeah.
And we just cut this pull in half and it was fine. Everything felt for the most part the same. Yes, these mobs are still painful, but look, Scrap, they're like not even registering really.
But when we've looked at these heat maps before, a lot of dungeons brick at the first pull, so there's going to be more dungeons at the first pull than at those mid pulls. Like I feel like the bricking point in this key is either that first pull or the first boss. So of course the heat map is lighter because there's less keys that make it to that point.
Do this
You
one
know,
from like 11 to 12.
Oh, that's right, yeah, man.
You know
'Cause I say,
how
like, I'm sure the
But
the
Scrap,
higher
look,
keys
that doesn't
do that
prove
first
true
pull.
because like I mean look.
No, but
would be
this
the
is
first
heat.
spot.
It's heat map for the room. Also, it's not for the whole dungeon.
Yeah, it's for the whole dungeon.
No, but like it's like just the heat map for this room. That's not compared to the rest of the dungeon. I'm pretty sure. Didn't we talk about this before?
No.
it's a heat map for the room?
What room are you talking about?
Is this Priory? Yeah.
Yeah, it's priority.
Yeah,
whole
this is
dungeon,
the
yeah.
whole
Oh,
dungeon
that's the
right
whole.
here.
Sorry. Yeah. Oh, I didn't. Well,
You know, Scrap.
I feel like Priory doesn't brick early though.
in AraKara,
What?
there's
That
a lot
first
of
pull
tanks.
is where it usually breaks.
Nah.
Yeah, in AraKara, there's a lot of tanks.
Last
that
room.
They don't do the first boss right, and they put the boss's
Doesn't really
legs
change from 12 and up.
on the
Or-
eggs.
I meant like under 12. Sorry.
Oh.
10 to
Oh my
11. Yeah, do that
gosh.
one. It's the
A
same.
little
That's
more
about the
here.
same.
A little more
Everybody's
here.
having the
It's-
same
yeah.
issues.
Well, yeah. Sometimes you accidentally pull too much on those. Either if you
I
go
say
left or right.
when you say we split the pull also at the beginning, we don't like exactly split it. You kind of just roll from one to the next, which
Sure.
I think is the appropriate
Sure.
way to do it.
I mean, we still
and still
split it.
putting hero on cooldown.
It's the jabbing flyers that I think are the problem the
Yeah.
most because they have that bleed that really does hurt.
Yeah,
like-
and the 3 kicks also.
Well, not that, but like I mean, so okay, so here's a good example, right? We always get concerned about having too many of the engorged crawlers because of the poisons, and
Yeah.
we gave you that tip. You know, hey, if you have 4 of them, you'll never get 2 stacks, but if you get 2 stacks, things get problematic quickly. But look, I mean, it's not really that huge of a problem here.
Nah.
People are either staggering it or they have a dispel for it, one or the other, whatever. But that's not really a huge deal. So that means it's not really a huge deal here either.
but also,
it's when you pull everything into fuck ton shit over here,
Yeah.
that's where it's a problem.
to be fair, also with the poison guys, it's like one person dies, you rarely kind of wipe
Yeah,
on that.
yeah.
I feel like whereas in
Whereas
that first
The
section, you
jabbing
wipe.
flyers are literally picking off every single DPS and
Yeah.
healer.
Yeah, you wipe right there by that that mini boss.
So I know, Scrap, what you'll say, but like, is there any
What
other
will I
changes
say?
you'd make to this dungeon to bring it to the 80s, the 90s? Well, not even 90s. Let's say 80-85% of success
Yeah,
rate.
I told you.
Fix the
You already
count.
know this. No, not the count. Fix the
fix the
locust
count.
swarm. The locust swarm I feel like is too. I think the locust swarm with also the damage reduction on those big guys, and also you have kicks and stuns and stuff. It's just a little too much damage, especially coming out of that first boss, which can be healing intensive for the healer.
I think it's fine.
I think that's the only change I would make, honestly. I think everything else is fair.
Io, as
I'd
a
rather-
healer, do you think that these guys are too intense? This,
Locust Storm guys?
the Hulking
I-
Guards?
Personally, don't think they're that bad, but I mean, if there's a lot, if it's going off and then like the bolt goes off and someone isn't
Yeah.
in like a good spot health wise, it might kill them. But I think that's kind of a healer problem, is where you just gotta know that's coming and have your whatever your cooldown is going for it, and understand that that's going to be where you're going to have to do a lot of healing to keep people alive.
Yeah.
It's always a healer problem.
But I don't.
I
compared to
disagree with
some-
Scrap on that because
I don't
of
think
that.
You
it's I don't think it's that bad.
I don't think these are the
Yeah.
problem because what I mean, look at the heat map, right? Like what ends up happening is that these are being a problem only because, well, not this one, but only because this is where the stag shells are, and they're the
Yeah.
ones that cause the problem. This is the problem. Now, granted, I don't necessarily think that it needs to be changed because, like, it is a completely fair mechanic that they will sit there and need to be stunned. I'm just wondering, and maybe if it was like, okay, some classes have more stuns than others, right? Handedly, and they can handle it much better. Like, is it fair that these are so closely together? I'd like maybe remove like one here.
We might have just different dungeon experiences, but I can't remember the last time I had one of those go off.
You literally
like-
had it go off in a dungeon that we were in last night.
I wasn't paying attention.
So
But it doesn't call the.
How would you
It
know?
just adds another guy, right? Like it doesn't do what it
it
used to
brings
do.
another hulking blood guard in.
Okay.
Yeah.
But what it used to do is like drag the whole like.
No.
room
Well,
in,
No,
didn't
it still was a
Some-
hulking blood guard. They just would have a
Okay.
social aggro that would also.
Yeah,
Oh, gotcha.
it pulls a bunch of other stuff sometimes.
Yeah, they took the social aggro out in season 3, so that doesn't exist anymore. But
Okay.
the hulking blood guard still does the AOE that
That
you were
happened
scared of.
last night. What are you talking about?
Maybe not. Maybe Friday. One of the 2 nights we've been running it.
I don't think I was in that one.
Yes,
I
you
really
were.
can't remember the last time I seen
You
that.
probably
Yes, you were,
But
because I was
maybe I zoned
surprised
it
that you
out.
weren't complaining that there were 2 up at the same time.
I was zoned out, dude.
Anyways.
Maybe. So ignore me.
So
Probably.
I would just
I
say
would-
like taking out one of the stack shells here and there.
Mhm. I think I would probably do some things on the second boss because I feel like the
Oh yeah, I hate the
the
second
frontal
one.
thing it feels like it hits people and either one shots them or doesn't get them enough time to get out of the second one sometimes. I don't know if that's that's the same for everybody, but that's just what I've noticed for some people. And I think I would either cut down on the second ad spawn or just make it so or just make stuff do less damage. 'Cause I feel like once that second ad comes out, or make it maybe spawn closer, because I feel like sometimes the second ad spawns really far out, and then that's when the locust thing is starting, and then everyone's like, "Oh shoot, we gotta get in there," but then we also gotta try to kick this thing over, and
I agree that maybe if they just didn't start casting so quickly again.
yeah.
Maybe less health on them on ads.
No, they go down
And then-
quickly if you do the part.
That's like the one part that, like, when I'm thinking of this dungeon, there's nothing about it in particular that feels egregious in a vacuum, but this is the one thing I've noticed feels a bit harder than it feels like it should be.
Well,
season for me.
and I think the changes they made in that nerf where they fixed the issue with like the walls of the spells in here made a huge
Mhm.
difference because I'm not noticing insane amounts of damage killing people there anymore.
Mhm.
And the last boss, the changes were really good. I feel like this fight isn't entirely fair now because people are still getting obliterated by things. And if
Mhm.
they do get pulled in and get hit by the, the whatever the black hole thing she does, they survive it, but then they have like a huge penalty of no damage going out for 20 seconds, which makes it
It's
does, hurt.
That has always been a tricky fight mechanically, but there's nothing that feels unfair in it, I don't think.
Yeah, I think they
So-
made good changes to it too. Yeah.
Yep.
I don't mind.
All
it.
right. Well, any other things about season 3 you guys want to talk about? Scrap, you're getting more IO
don't-
because they fixed the bug around not
No.
awarding key or IO better.
Oh, is that really true?
Yeah, I think it's already gone out now, but you
It's
should have seen
already
your IO
out.
pop up a
Yeah.
little
I
bit.
didn't get any.
I don't know
Yeah.
about you guys, but seeing as some of these keys have felt like a little like some of them are like 3 boss keys, some of them are a little shorter. How are you guys getting like stale on the season at all, like earlier? Because it just feels like there's not a
No.
whole lot to it. I don't know why I'm starting to kind of feel that way a little bit.
Definitely not.
Playing-
I've done probably 5 times as many keys as you, I think.
Playing the mage is definitely kind of re-whetted my appetite a bit, but yeah, I'm starting to feel a little stale on some things.
When we were in Priory last night, I was commenting. I was like, "Man, this is my least favorite dungeon, but I still like it." Like
Well, we were having fun.
I like all of the dungeons. Like it's
Yeah,
kind
I
of
like them all
crazy.
too. Yeah, I don't have anything negative to say about it. I'm as I'm doing.
Yeah.
I'm getting to the point where I feel like I'm ready to like start going and doing other things.
I got
retired
to
already,
agree with
so.
you, IO. And again, this is part of like that like thing that was hanging over me last week when we were talking about me wanting to quit. Something just doesn't feel the same. The dungeons are great. I have no complaints really about them. And the
Yeah.
changes they made to HOA, magnificent. And AraKara, I think, is just the same dungeon for the most part as it was, and they made good changes to the 2 bosses that were a problem. I don't know
Mhm.
why it's so much harder all of a sudden, but whatever. I think yeah, they think they're really a really good dungeon pool, and the player data supports that. But it does feel like I'm kind of getting a little off them.
Frank,
Now that might be because we're doing the wheel stuff and I'm like isolated, and that's a problem.
Frank needs more E-team time, Scrap.
Yeah.
We gotta.
Oh no, I don't know about
Dude.
that. I don't know about that.
we gotta make sure he quits.
Well, I
mean,
feel really...
make sure he
Oh, go on.
stays.
Right. Yeah, we can force him out of the game by annoying him. Yeah. No, I feel like really rejuvenated in this season, but maybe because I normally don't try new classes, and I'm trying one that I'm really enjoying trying to get good at, and it's a lot of fun. And I also just love Streets and Gambit so much. They're like some of my favorite dungeons ever. And every time I see those come up, I'm like, yes, yeah, like they're really good stuff. Freaking dog is playing with a sorry if you can hear that.
No, we can't.
Squeaky toy.
He's playing with a quail.
It's like the loudest toy ever. I don't know how you can't hear that.
No, because I'll tell you the signs of it later.
Okay, don't worry about it. But I don't know. I'm really enjoying this season. When I did like a really hard grind the other week when I was sick and I was trying to get 3K on my wheel, I was like, oh my god, I'm so sick of this. Like 3 days later, I was like, oh man, I really want to play WoW. Like,
well, you
so
also
you
were enjoying your new spec though. You're enjoying the.
I am. I'm enjoying it a lot. If I wasn't enjoying it, I wouldn't be playing it.
Oh yeah, I love it, dude. I thought I'd hate Fury Warrior. It's great.
Well, there you go. So don't do what you don't enjoy, Frank. That's my advice.
I'm not quitting. Fuck you. I'm not gonna let you get this. No,
right.
Absolutely not.
I'm just gonna let Lithian have it. Here's the thing: is that I feel like around 14s, like my last season on my main, we did what 15s or was it 14s?
We got a couple 15s done.
Yeah, I'm like that's about as high as I want to go. You know,
so
like,
all I got to do is get all my 15s done.
Yeah, I'm starting to be done. Like maybe I'll scrape a couple 15s, but like I'm not gonna like if Lithium pushes to 17, I'm not gonna like follow that. Are you kidding me?
Why?
I'm going. I will. The last week of competition, you guys will be really concerned for me because I will be so fucking tilted to get ahead if I have to.
It's not healthy.
That I will be exactly. Scrap, that's just, again, I don't know. You don't know who I am. What the fuck?
I'm trying to fix you.
No,
like, I'm trying to show you that it's just
it's
a game.
The fire that like fuels my life. Are you kidding me?
Okay.
I have to win.
All right.
Anyways,
Lithian might be doing 17s.
I'll be dead by 54, but that's okay.
I'm not going to chase him to 17s. I'm okay. I'll be happy with what I've achieved.
Now, that being said, we're going to talk about, I'll hold it. Okay. We'll talk about,
hold it.
The turbo boost later. Let's take a quick
look.
No,
hold on. I haven't heard about the turbo boost.
That's why we're going to talk about it later because I don't want to get full into it just yet.
We're talking about later in the podcast.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, let's quickly take a look at the mythic comps. Now, I pulled this data just because this is like the popular. So this is level 16s and up. I wanted to see like what the group formations were ultimately going to be, not necessarily what the top classes were, because part of the meta is also complementing another class with a class, right? So this is what it looks like our meta is forming to be. Now, if you look at it, there's good a variation between prop paladin and prop warrior. So there's some nice variation there. Resto shaman and resto druid are diced up more shaman, but still druid. Okay.
Thank God priests are out of the meta. I'm so fucking sick of priests, man.
Frost DK, so like this is the one guaranteed meta. It looks like the Frost DK. And then it looks like Havoc and Arcane are pretty solid up there.
Well, BM hunts are up there. Look
with a couple BMs, there's a marksman in there. Look, there's Fury poking its head in. Balance, LOL, right? They always say they're terrible.
You see Enhance on there?
No, Enhance is not on there. In fact, I wonder if I was gonna say what like let's look at the spec popularity in general. So this is for this reset and 16 and ups. Okay. So here I'm sorry, I'm not a 16. We need to actually let's pull ourselves into this. Let's do 12
like
and
13.
Oh,
okay, 12 and up.
There we go. So Affliction Warlock, which I play, is the lowest, right?
Oh, nice.
No, Og is below you.
No, yeah, sorry, I don't count Og because
doesn't count.
I actually did a key with Og and it was terrible.
Dude, I did a key with Og and I was like super pumped and super excited, and we whiffed it hard because we didn't have the damage. It was on my hunter.
Yep,
I was like, "What, dude?
Here.
This is so bad."
But see, like this is why I didn't want to include like Arcane isn't that popular, but it is the meta right now, right?
Yeah, it's up in
Havoc
the 16s.
as well. Of course, the fucking Rets.
They're fucking up there.
Beastmaster having its day in the sun. Good for them. Everyone is floored that they got their buffs, but whatever.
Mm-hmm.
What were we looking for though? I wanted to pull
Enhanced Shaman.
Yeah, there we go, right there.
Yeah,
So-
right there at the bottom.
below survival.
Survival is so easy right now.
Above Og though.
Above Og. That's a good place to be.
Below Frost Mage though.
Below Frost Mage.
Well, Frost Mage.
Well,
is,
I think people who
Frost
don't
Mage
like
is
Arcane.
halfway up.
Yeah, people who don't like
Well,
Arcane play Frost. You know, there's still a lot of mages
Frost
out there.
Mage is the rep paladin of mages.
Of Mage. Yeah.
Whoa, hold on. Not popularity
And that
wise.
it's easy.
No. Well, maybe that, but
No,
more that it's like I think
easy to play.
I was gonna say I think you mean that it's just like there's people who just play it for life, right?
Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
easy. It's a good the rotation. It's
always okay.
It's
Like,
all right. It's fine.
yeah.
But okay, so back to let me just see if I can go back. There we go. So back to this. So this is our meta effectively. We got, the Arcane Havoc and Frost, and then, a collection of some of the healers. Let's look at the meta list that we crafted at the start of the season based on what not podcasters, the influencers of WoW were saying. And this is what it looked like. So Vengeance was a slam dunk winner. It was the number one, and it is not even whatever. I'm not going to go back to that screen, but Vengeance, poo. You guys suck. You're not in there. Arcane, so they got that right.
Resto
Druid.
Or they nailed it.
Resto Druid, okay. It seems to be more Sham, but they were close, and I'm going to give them credit for that. Frost DK, I think this one was the easiest one to guess because once you redo a spec, it's usually really good.
Yeah.
Disc Priest, stupid.
No.
Prot Pal and Prot War, okay, give it, yeah. Brew, now you've been playing Brew Monk, Lithian. How you liking it?
Brew's great, and I think it's there's a couple of comps with Brew Monk.
It's midway,
Yeah, it's
but below
midway up
all
there.
of their tanks, or
Druid.
No, there's
and
blood.
blood.
There's
Oh.
always blood DK at the bottom.
Yeah.
okay,
That's
so it's
fine.
middle of the pack then.
And I like blood DK a lot,
But
but
they got that wrong, it's safe to say, yeah?
They got it wrong.
Okay.
Not
I think they're
meta.
Still, I don't think they're meta, but I still think they're
In
high.
like the Fizz comp specifically, maybe, but they might even take a Prot Warrior over.
Well,
but,
hold on. So,
yeah.
Depends on you'd probably rather have a Fury Warrior than a
Oh, that's
than
a good
monk,
point.
so-
Yeah.
let's look at the. Oh, why does it keep doing that? Come on. Let's look at the 19s and up, see if that Fizz comp group is
People doing
still doing brew.
19.
They're doing 21 scrap.
Oh my god.
Okay, so
what's wrong
there's
with
the
people?
Fizz comp. No, that's not even the Fizz comp, is it? Maybe it is still the Fizz comp.
Is the Feral
It
Druid and the
is,
Fizz
it is.
So
comp?
Yeah.
there's the Brewmaster. There's the
Okay.
Fizz comp right there. They've done 8 keys.
What is that? A
Um,
warrior? Who's the other DPS in there? Is that a rogue?
Feral
Or
and
what?
It's
Outlaw.
Outlaw.
Oh, Outlaw. Ooh, Outlaw. Okay.
Outlaw, Feral.
Maybe
Fury.
IO Wheels making a
I
comeback.
wonder why no DK though. Because there's no buff.
No, because they're playing their favorite
Well,
characters.
they're
That's the
playing-
whole thing
Okay,
about the
okay,
Fizz
okay.
comp. They're,
Well,
playing their favorite.
Fizz.
But I feel like a
Frost
DK is
Fizz
good
comp.
in a. Oh, it's not
They're-
Fizz comp. It's magic damage.
Wait,
Yeah, it's
I think
ice.
all that frosty stuff that's flying around
I don't
is
know.
physical.
I don't know, dude.
Frost Mage is the
Too worried about it.
Fizz comp spec.
Okay.
Marksman. Now Marksman is
Whatever you
doing
say.
well right now. It did get some I think early season buffs. Havoc. Okay, so it should be higher, but they were high on it. Shadow Priest.
Shadow's out, isn't it?
No,
I don't
Shadow's out, dude.
Yeah, I don't even
Nobody's
think.
playing Shadow. It's so
Shadow
bad.
is out.
It was got
It's
a lot of
D.
hype coming into the season. I don't even know if they changed it. People just don't want to play it. I
It's
don't
low
know.
mid. It's not like out.
Mm,
It's below.
I'm surprised
It's
it's above
below.
Dev.
well
Dev
balanced,
is
and we've heard
good.
about how they're never getting into groups.
Yeah.
So they got
it,
that
it should be
wrong.
more like B. So that's
Assassin
out,
Rogue.
yeah.
Now Assassin Rogue was doing some massive amounts of damage, but
They were
It
good,
was.
and then they were not good.
Is that the one where they tell you to not chain pull?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
they got
fuck
that
those
wrong.
guys for real.
You
Like,
Interesting about these lists is that I feel like a lot of these specs too were thrown off to the side. They're not even actually bad in a vacuum. It's just the people just don't play them over the other
I
ones.
don't know, man. Enhancement's pretty fucking bad.
Yeah, aside from that, I mean, Enhancement,
Okay.
Survival Hunter, the real bottom of the barrel, and Og
I know.
might be slightly better than those are. But other than that,
So
What's
Yeah.
okay,
is-
I'm not
Got
gonna
the
mess with
buffs,
these
though.
because arguably like Ellie. So for example, Ellie right now is doing really well. Now it's not in the meta,
Yeah.
but that's just
No, but like
because Resto Shaman's bringing
they were
the
wrong.
buff.
They were wrong on BM Hunter.
But I mean, they were right about BM Hunter at
This-
the beginning of
this-
the season.
yeah, I was
they
gonna
can't
say,
predict it's gonna have a
Well,
buff.
hold on, Scrap. No, people were actually arguing that this was really high up there to begin with, and then they buffed it even better.
Yeah,
I
they
think
made it
those
even
people are
better.
coping. I don't think it was doing that well.
But like
Um,
Fire and Frost. Now, granted, Frost I'll leave in B plus because in fairness, I'm sure
Fire,
people
they
can
definitely
do-
fucked.
But no, well,
Fire's
and
garbage.
yeah, people just should.
Fire is like down by Og.
Farrell's doing really well right now. It should have been higher. Survival, you've been doing pretty well with scrap, right?
I know, but it's
Yeah, they're
down
trash.
in the C though.
They're trash.
Yeah, but not because it's just not popular because BM is more popular, right? It can hold its weight.
No one ever plays survival unless it's broken good.
Look, but
Yeah.
that's not what I'm asking. I'm not talking about popularity. I'm talking about meta, right?
Oh.
Like if you were to say like on the grand scheme of if you were to go against any of these other specs, how many of them could you beat in a showdown of cat
All of
fight?
them.
All right, so you're saying you'd be up an
But
S.
I'm a god, so.
All of them.
Well, yeah, anyone that plays
Not like good ones, but like my friends, I could beat all of them.
I hear Perez is actually pretty bad in meta, or Mythic Plus, but whatever. Miss, I always love Miss, but whatever. Affliction, I'll be honest. The higher the key, like in lower keys, Affliction sucks because everything dies too quickly. But in the higher the keys, I'm usually the first in DPS because like the dots just go ramping like crazy. So this, I don't know, maybe this could be a, well, no, because Destruction, where is it? Where's Destruction?
It's right on that same
this one.
tier.
Isn't Destruction
It's
insane
right
right
next to
now in Mythic Plus because of like the AoE
I've
they
had
do?
Destruction and Demo in my keys, and they do pretty good.
Destruction's the highest damage for
I feel like they
warlocks
fall
and
off by the
keys.
end though.
I'm ending up pulling this.
What?
Like I don't know what the by the end of the key.
Yeah, so
they're
they're B tier on the this week. They're the highest of the 3 warlocks.
Yeah.
But all 3 warlocks are B tier in fairness. Yeah, so elementals A, outlaws high. Yeah, but anyways, I just wanted to call out like they got arms right and they didn't get fury right, but that also got a buff very or they fixed a bug, right?
Well, they fixed their tier set. So
Holy Priest is looking pretty good. So again, like what the fuck? They don't know what they're talking about.
Dude, tier lists are
But they
stupid
got a
anyway.
good amount kind of correct.
They got this right because again, they just didn't nerf arcane mages. That wasn't hard to predict. They got this right because again, they redid it. That's not hard to predict. Now they did get the healers right. So they called disc not going to be as good. Well, actually that's not true. They did have disc up here, didn't they?
Yeah.
But they did correctly call this. And they did correctly call these 2 being the meta. Well, no, sorry. They had Havoc up here at the top. They said Havoc was still going to be the best of the best. Or Vengeance. Yeah, sorry, Vengeance. So, no, they really didn't. They thought this was going to be the meta.
The tier lists were terrible. And they're always terrible. They're just a guess.
Like, this is what the meta really is right now by stats. And
I think if you just play what you like and you just scrap claw it up, it's fine. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Look at me. I'm winning
we
the
always
wheel.
we always advocate. Jesus, we always have. You're not winning the DPS though. You're not the meta.
No, I'm struggling. Enhance is
You're
so
winning the
hard, and it's
wheel.
like the juice isn't worth the squeeze because every time I'm like, oh my god, I'm nailing it. I'm doing really good, and I'm like just getting blasted like by the other DPS. So
Okay. Well, let's talk quickly about the MDI that's coming up because now that we know what the meta's forming into, we are.
Oh yeah, we're doing a fizz comp.
Well, that's news to me. We've got the MDI. We got the MDI. Time trials start in just under 10 days. Please verify that you guys were signed up correctly. And
I'm signed up.
Yep. But what is your character for MDI going to be, Scrap?
I'm gonna be a survival hunter.
Okay. I thought you'd
Yep.
want to play like perfect conditions enhancement shaman and see how it does.
No, I'm bad at enhance. I want to play the thing I'm
she's
good at.
really bad at it. I wouldn't.
It's hard. Yeah.
Okay. What about you, Lithium?
I don't know. I'm enjoying Fury. Frost DK is fun to play too. So we'll see.
We could use
One
the
of those
DK,
two.
but if you do your Fury Warrior, then we'll get the buff. So we need that battle shout.
We will get the buff, or
Just you.
just you and I, and nobody else.
And the tank.
No, I mean,
And
if I play prop paladin, I'm mostly
The
magic
tank doesn't.
damage.
They don't
Oh.
benefit.
Well, Shawnee can play as Druid, Cat Druid.
I don't know is Shawnee even doing this? I don't even
He's
know.
signed up. You cannot hear that, seriously.
No, I hear his
No.
jingling of the collar. But
Oh,
not
okay. She's got this pig toy that makes this
Oh,
super loud noise, and she's
like
just
that?
and she's just slamming it, like body
Yeah.
slamming it.
It's
Like I'm
'cause
gonna take it from her.
Your voice sounds like the pig toy, so it kind of just.
No, it's not a squeak.
Wow.
It's like a rah. She knows I'm trying
Frank,
to do
what are you gonna
something.
play?
Well, so you guys were trying to force me into the fizz comp that I was like, okay, maybe I'll play brew.
Get brew.
But
Oh, you
I'm
gotta
not very
play what
good
you're
at it,
good at.
and honestly, the utility on my prop paladin is insane.
Can you swap?
however-
You can swap characters, like so we can try with
Yeah, we
brew
could,
and
we
then
could.
switch.
Yeah. That said, though, I think it does also matter on if Musham still plays Resto Shaman and whatever Sean is going to be.
Well, the Shaman is part of the Fizz comp because we need the Shaman buff too. So
The mastery buff.
Yeah, but Musham is most likely going to be it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Io, if you were competing in MDI, what healer would you choose? Would you care about the meta?
I would probably play Resto Shaman, to be honest. If we were like doing like a real go at it, probably do that one just because it's really easy and it does a lot of damage and it's not very like taxing mentally. It wouldn't take too long for me to kind of get up to the level I need to be to have a fair go at it compared to like something like Resto Druid, which I would have a tougher time with just because I feel like that one's a bit tougher. But if it wasn't Resto Shaman like really good right now, probably just do Holy Paladin just because it's the one I'm most comfortable with.
Yeah.
Can I give a small aside about Resto Shamans?
Sure.
Because we were talking about this in the key last night, the night before. Resto Shamans, you need to use your SLT more. Like, when I'm with a pug, they'll use it like 2 times over the key. When I'm with like Musham or Phoenix or something, it's like on CD. Like, that's such a good CD. Fucking use it. Like,
people like to hold those cooldowns for
Don't hold it.
emergencies.
You know when the damage is coming out. Like,
I don't recommend holding, but I see a lot of people hold cooldowns all the time.
Look, I'm not a healer, but I feel like SLT is not a good oh shit button. Oh my god, you heard that right?
It is
Like,
good.
take it away from
a lot of
no,
button.
because people aren't always in it. You know, like it's like you can't be like, oh shit, wait, is everybody in it? Like, okay,
yeah,
this
but
is
if you
good,
want
this
to
is
level
person, that
an
person.
entire group out, you just throw it down and hope everybody gets in it.
I guess so. I
Usually
don't know. Well, I'm gonna take the pig away from her. Give me 1 second.
At that kind of level, you know, me for example, I do have a couple buttons that are emergency buttons, but a lot of times if you're playing a dungeon at that level, you have it all mapped out where you're going to hit everything already anyway. So it's surprising that people don't have just specific spots on bosses where they're like, all right, this is SLT, this is the other totem, this is ascendants and stuff like that.
I think that's what differentiates a great healer versus a good one, though, because like when I did the first season as a healer main, I had the problem where I was always saving things for oh shit moments as opposed to proactively using them. And what would happen is that like the oh shit moment would come and I just was like not computing fast enough. Whereas if I just used my my monk bubble or whatever on the person that had the bleed to begin with, I would have never gotten myself in trouble to begin with. And that's just like something you learn when you really get into those tough content.
And also there's a lot of situations where you might need no shit button. That's usually someone making a mistake because usually you're not in that situation unless it's like, oh, someone didn't kick or this happened. So, it's not always something you need to worry about.
Well, I feel like it's a lesson I'm needing to learn now in my prop paladin. Even as like a no shit button for lay on hands, right? Like I'm not using lay on hands and I could probably use it. Is it still a 10-minute cooldown? Whatever it is now. Like
I need it. I need it all the time.
It gets reduced the more you heal, right?
It gets reduced on prop paladin, yeah.
It gets reduced on prop paladin based on like how many times I shield a righteous or something. I can't remember. But anyways, point is like I could probably get 4 off in a dungeon or something, and I just don't.
But I thought maybe I don't remember the talent. I don't know the talent set, but I thought like if you heal somebody to full, then the cooldown is only like a couple minutes. Like it's based on how much you heal.
Feel like an old thing.
Yeah.
I'm not
100%
sure. There's been a lot of different variations of it over
lay
the
on
years.
hands always heals the full, so I don't know what you're talking about.
No, like if you were only missing 20% of your health, it wouldn't give it much CDR, but like if you were missing, you only had like 1 health left, it would basically be ready to go in like a minute.
Okay, time out. Sorry.
Did I just make this up?
Well, no, it's not even that. Not only does it make up, like I want to give some context to the viewers for a second. Last night, Scrap was trying to tell me that enhancement shamans, their thunderstorm was a cone.
I'm asking a question. I'm not making a statement. I was asking.
And so, I once again want to point out that she will just talk utter nonsense. But anyways, Scrap, you just already admitted that you're not a healer. Where the fuck are you pulling this from?
What with the?
Have you ever
lay on
played
hands
Paladin?
thing? Well, not like in Cataclysm.
Lay on hands has had.
I'm not saying this isn't true, by the way. I'm just saying, where the fuck is this coming from?
I feel like I just heard this.
It might be true. It might be true.
It's a very famous, iconic ability that has had a lot of different drawbacks over the years. At some point, a lot of these might have been true. Like it used to use all your mana. It doesn't do that anymore and stuff like that. So I mean, at some point, yeah, that might have been true, but I know for Prop Paladin specifically,
Yeah.
it's with the talent that makes it so if you use Divine Shield, you don't get Forbearance. You can use Lay on Hands on yourself and still, and then reduce the cooldown on it with, I think, Shield Array, just like Frank said. So there is like something with it with Prop Paladin specifically, but I don't know.
It's kind of the same way that Brewmasters
health
had the Purifying, whatever brew it was, where if you like every time you keg smash, it took 3 seconds off the cooldown or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, let me know in the comments if I made that up.
Again, I want to be clear. I'm
they,
not saying.
they will,
I'm just
worry.
saying. Where the fuck have you come from on this, right? Okay.
You know, Scrap gives
Anecdotal.
you a lot of good tips for
I do.
tanking, by the way. And,
This whole aside
my
started
God.
on a great tip for the shamans out there, and you guys all agreed. So
Guys,
she likes to tell you how to run your routes.
Viewers, no, it's not even that. I don't mind her talking about the routes because like at least she'll question it, right? Scrap has gotten this season. I don't know if it's because of this fucking wheel push and she's now 3100 and she thinks she's God Almighty. She has gotten so micromanaging on telling me, like, she'll see my health dip and she'll go, "Oh, Frank, you're dying. You got to heal yourself." And it's like, "Oh, really? Oh, I'm so sorry. I forgot that's how I play the game." Or Frank, that patrol. Frank, that patrol. It's like, yeah, I know. I moved everything for a reason. Like,
guys, big damage event coming.
I've already explained this. I need to talk the entire dungeon in order to focus.
Yes, but that's not.
It's a psychosis.
Please just talk about not like Pokemon cards. I don't want to hear you talking about what my.
Well, a lot of times I'm talking to myself when I'm saying that. When I'm saying, "Oh, Frank, like you're dying," it's like I'm just saying it because I'm actually genuinely surprised.
The problem, here's the problem, though. You stress out our community members.
I stress myself out.
Like. People come in and join us for some keys, and you're just stressing them out, man. They can't handle it.
Like, don't come into a key if you can't handle an entire running commentary the entire time. Like, and you might think you can handle it.
Of lies.
Yeah, you might think you can handle it. It's different when it's in the key. It hits different.
Especially a key that we're hitting that's tough, you know.
The thing is, like, I've been doing it for so many years. I just tune it out. Like, it doesn't even phase me. I just keep going. And
well, that's the thing, Lithian, though. Like, whenever you were tanking and like as Frank, I would be like, Lithian, could you I would get fucking crucified. I would even ask, like, "Hey, bud, are we gonna," and you're like, "Fuck off." Now
backseat Frank.
Oh yeah. I don't like to be backseated, man.
Frank didn't approach this like he was a child scared to yell at. He was very assertive about it too. Don't let him fool you.
Yeah, Frank and Scrap arguing the entire key.
Oh, we would have went this way instead, but okay.
Look, to be fair, the last like 4 dungeons we did, we were short like 3%.
Oh,
and they were all
if we got to the route. If you were looking around, I would have saw that.
You know what? No, I will stand by that point though. Yeah, fuck that.
So maybe I should be micromanaging more.
We got to the end of that priority, and Scrap's like, "It's not your fault. He didn't get percent."
No, that was a good one. That was I'm still baffled by it.
Yeah, we were doing a 13 priority, and Lithian's super undergeared. He's like on his 3rd character. We've asked him to level for or like get geared for raid because of drama and whatever. So we're trying to help him gear this character. We drag him through 13, like anybody does. So he's doing shit on damage. He dies the last second, and it's like, oh my god, we're not gonna time it by 15 seconds. So we're all like, oh dude, fuck you, it was your fault. And then we see that we're at 99%. It's like, and Lithian was like,
by the way, hold on. By the way, you didn't say fuck you. No, I just said like, oh, Lithian's death is gonna be what gets it for us, right?
Well, we
and
all
it's
kind of
like that was all that I said, right? But then Scrap goes, "You're 0.2% off the pull count," and I just go, "Fuck." And then you guys just go, "You moron! What?
Yeah.
Oh my god, you're off the hook, Morty."
It was just funny because I could hear Lithian go like, "Whoo!" Like, like it was suddenly not his fault anymore.
I was like, man.
Yeah, dude. Nope.
My 5 million overall.
Can't wait for us to do the time trials and see how that goes with me tanking. I had so much fun. I will probably lose my fucking mind.
We got to stream and record.
Yes, we're going to stream it all. It'll be there
great.
October 1st through the 6th. Now, here's a little funny thing about this MDI, which I think happened at the last one as well. The 11.2.5 patch will be launching October 7th, if I remember correctly. We'll talk about that in just a second. But there aren't really any class changes, and we've talked about this already with the idea that like
not
last
yet.
season.
Right? Not yet. Please say psych.
Don't get me wrong, there might be some tuning, of course, but we haven't seen the same tuning that they've done in the past. Now, in fairness, A lot of people are feeling pretty good about the tuning numbers right now. They made, the changes they felt like they needed to, and nothing's other than AUG a huge problem. But yeah, like normally everyone freaks out because during middle of MDI, if you do like class changes, it just completely destroys all the practice they've done and yada yada yada. But it doesn't seem like that's going to be a problem this season. So
I think next week.
they just dropped some bombs on us.
Yeah, I think next week it's happening.
Well, my question was going to be, do you think they're just holding everything for the midnight because Alpha's going to be out in, a couple weeks, blah, blah, blah?
I hope not. I mean, if this is like the most played season of all time, like why the fuck are we just like not doing
the most played season of all time, they might say, hey, the recipe's working.
What tuning are you looking for exactly?
I'm still looking for enhancement buffs.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Enhancement.
I hope they never
for.
come.
It's coming.
I hope
see the
Elemental
Discord.
gets buffed out. I hope Elemental gets so buffed.
Dude, I'm just gonna like queue as Elemental and then switch really fast.
No,
like
you can't do that. That's cheating.
Is that against the rules?
You're not allowed to change your spec. Full stop.
Yeah, that's a disqualification.
I have to reread the rules.
Scrap's already done it.
let me find it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's talk about 11.2.5. Right. So we've got a release date, which I thought came pretty quickly. What do you guys think? It'll be like week 7 or we're already in week 6.
Yeah, I was
week
surprised
9
that Turbo Boost is happening so quickly. Like because like when is Midnight coming out in January? Because my sources said March. So
well, if you remember, I predicted January 19th because that's when Legion Remix ends. Now, granted, it might be like a week after.
It's 2 weeks after that, yeah.
Well, it's because sometimes they'll do like the buffer pre-patch stuff or whatever.
Yeah.
But a lot of people are predicting February or March. I think all those answers are fine and they're pretty reasonable. But I definitely think no later than March. I think it'd be wild if they have the alpha.
Yeah, that'd be 5 months after the Turbo Boost. That'd be crazy. What the fuck?
Well, so we'll talk about Legion Remix in a second, but I think they're banking a lot on Legion Remix.
You think they might do a second Turbo Boost, like a Turbo Boost?
No.
Something like that?
No, I'm willing to bet. Sorry, go on.
Scroll up.
What's
that? Rise of the Nightfallen? That's my birthday.
I'll talk about that in a second.
It's your birthday?
That's my birthday. Yeah.
Um,
I know what I'll be doing on my birthday.
So
playing WoW. Nerd.
Okay, so Turbo Boost I think is definitely a lot sooner. But maybe they like the lessons they've learned from the last season was why wait so long to bring it out? Like let's just give it to them right away. It'll be kind of the buff that people need for the Mythic Raid or whatever.
I feel like I haven't hit my cap yet though, my skill cap. So it feels,
yeah, but like why does that matter? Why not just give it to you now so you can get going faster?
Is this like the same cadence they had for last season? Because I mean, it has. We are almost a month and a half into the season. I feel like maybe even longer.
Can you look at the calendar? Because I feel like it was like 2.5 months.
11.1 launch date was February 25th.
Shit.
Right. Now the season didn't start till March 4th, but
yeah, I was right. Everybody remembers that legendary I was rightness of that.
All right.
Everybody.
11.1.5 came out April 22nd. So that would be from season start date. It would be
almost 2 months, but not quite.
Yeah, and this is going to be almost the same. October.
Okay.
It doesn't feel that. It feels a lot quicker.
Yeah, it doesn't feel that long. Yeah, just I don't know. The weeks have just been flying by. I guess it's just been.
It's actually
fun.
It actually might be a week longer.
Huh.
Oh wow.
August 5th to October 7th is, let's just call it 2 months 2 days. I know there might be like a 30-month day or whatever in there. And the other one was March 4th to April 22nd.
Oh, wow.
Although, actually, hold on. Did Turbo Boost happen immediately on the release date?
No, because remember they staggered.
That's right. Okay, hold
but
on.
I think the Turbo Boost did happen right away, didn't it? Or
no, it was like maybe.
No,
sooner.
you're right. It didn't.
Here, let's look.
But the Turbo Boost wasn't
May 14th. Okay, May 14th. It was May 14th.
Okay, that sounds more right.
So it is faster this time.
It's 2 weeks
a little bit faster,
2 months and some change.
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like they were still hammering out exactly what they wanted it to be, so that's why it probably took them a little bit longer to do it the first time. But now that they have an idea,
right?
yeah, exactly. So,
what am I jumping the gun? What's the Turbo Boost this time? Is it the same? Is it Dinars?
So everything has been confirmed except for how the Dinar system works specifically.
They're scared.
Well, no, so here, there we go. So here's Turbo Boost, right? Everything seems to be the same. We'll still get the crafted bonus that you did last season. You'll be able to transfer Valor Stones. There'll be more mythic. There'll be more woo stuff dropped at the end of the dungeons. There are cartel chips coming back, and there's two NPCs. I don't know why, but whatever. It does look like they'll be adding the boots from the raid in case you didn't get them.
Yeah.
So that'll be nice for
That's
anyone
what I
who's not gotten them. But what hasn't been confirmed via Blue Post is if you need to kill a mythic boss to be able to get the mythic trinket. Okay. Now, according to Blizzard China, it does seem like that is the case. It will still be the same as it was last season, which will be too much of people's demise or upsetness.
I think they just got to get over it at this point.
I was about to say, I don't expect to see them change it.
One of the criticisms was we didn't know how Turbo Boost was happening at the start of the season. We did know this season that Turbo Boost would be coming. They announced it like that week because that's when they were at Gamescom. But I don't think it's a huge problem. Most specs had one key trinket in the dungeons and one key in the raid. Scrap, what do you want to say about the feather trinket?
Oh, don't use it for Mythic Plus. It's so annoying. I like a champion one on my enhanced shaman.
Everybody wants it, but don't use it. It's fine.
Well, you have to go. Like, I was under the impression,
just so we know, what's the name of the trinket?
Astral Antenna.
Okay.
I was under the impression that like the little orbs would just like come to me and I wouldn't really have to go out of my way to get them.
They do, don't they?
Yeah, they do. But I had like a log review and he was like, "Dude, you're like not getting any of them." I was like, "Oh, I had to like get them."
Well, if you're running away from them. Like,
no, I'm not running away from them, but I
slowly.
just was ignoring, like, just assuming they come to me slowly. And I was like, do I need to actively get them? He was like, it's like a dead slot if you don't do that. So he was like, try a weak aura. So I found a weak aura that just yells at me the whole time. And I was noticing that they're getting stuck under ledges or on, like, statues or just in places or on other mobs.
What percent were you getting them, though, once you started actually trying?
Oh, I only tried it for one dungeon before I was like, fuck this.
Oh my god.
So
no data.
Was it Dawnbreaker? Was it Dawnbreaker?
Yeah,
no, it was
Dawnbreaker.
Halls of Atonement.
Oh, another multi-level dungeon.
Yeah, multi-level. So that was the issue I was having. But I also felt like I'm already juggling so much stuff with enhancement and tracking so many things that I was like, there's no way that like I'm gonna be able to do this perfectly and also play my spec perfectly. Maybe I'm my hunter, but like I already felt like I'm struggling to keep up with it. So I'm just like, I have a Signet of the Priory in my bag. I'm gonna put that on instead.
Well, so here, actually, let's even pull enhancement. So here's it's your third best trinket on Myth Track. If you have 0% miss, which is obviously a little insane. But they also sim it with 20% miss too. So it is still a damn good. Now, granted, you have some other good trinkets in the dungeons, it looks like.
Yeah,
and you like this trinket a lot. So, it's not even like this is not even one you should be caring about getting in the first place, honestly.
I also have a champion one, so it's not even that.
Whatever.
Dude,
but
look at the stone idols there.
I will not take this stone
Can
idol.
I
so annoying.
go on a side little thing here and just say I got that whatever the male elemental trinket from Streets on my mage, and I wouldn't use it because it's not a great trinket, but like I'm so bummed out that there's really I'm so bummed out that there's really cool trinkets like that exist. It's actually the third one on. It's actually kind of funny.
There you go.
But I'm so bummed out that there's trinkets like this, and they're not even like something people are like trying to get or be good. It's just like,
what is this? What does it do?
It's have your ranged attacks and abilities have a chance to summon a male elemental that throws unstable goods at the target. It's just a funny little thing.
Right?
I remember the Dark Flame Clef one that just has like a fuck ass car try to hit you. And I'm just like,
yeah.
Oh god, I hated that
ones
one.
with fun displays but don't actually change your gameplay are always like
now
nice.
that I see it's on this, what is this? What? Oh, one target for one target. That's actually a high one. 5 target.
Oh, it's not even up
there. It's not up there. Yeah.
Let's have a look.
Yeah, I mean, it's still you want your cursed stone idol is the best one. Scrap.
I hate the cursed stone idol. I'm sure I could get used to using it, but it's never dropped for me.
It's only 1 second though. Why is it a problem, Scrap?
It's because a lot of times I want to precast it, but I forget until I'm like in the full. I'm like, fuck.
Sounds like a Scrap problem.
The problem is on use that you can't macro into your cooldown, so it's a little annoying.
All right, back to 11.2.5. So another thing coming with the patch is the Del belts are getting nerfed. I don't know, we'll obviously have to wait till the sims come out with the changes.
Mhm.
But two things I want to take away from this: it's being nerfed by 20%, so hopefully everyone will start using heroic / myth tiered belts again. But
Mhm.
two, why the fuck did they wait to nerf this until 11.2.5?
I don't know.
That is interesting because I feel like at this point you will pass on a lot of what would have been potentially good belt upgrades because you have this. And now that they've nerfed it even more, now it's just like, okay, am I still going to use this now or do I upgrade now? Yeah, I don't know. It was a weird choice.
It's
Can
one
I
of
give
those
a
things.
theory?
Yeah, go on.
Oh, sorry. The theory is that this was one of the later items that they introduced in the like staggered turbo boost. It wasn't like in May. I feel like it was like in June or July. So like if they were immediately like, okay, that thing sucks, then the next time a borrowed par comes at the end, a burr comes at the end of a patch, I might just like forego it if I'm like, dude, the patch
But
is
you
almost
won't
over.
because you're the idiot that always pushes until the end of the season.
Well, sometimes, not always. Last season I kind of tapped out like towards like a month or two before the end.
No, you didn't.
Well, I came back because you guys were like, we're doing 15.
No,
So like,
you came back because you saw Frank was 3,300 and you're like, oh, I can't let that happen.
Well, it's like if Frank could get 3,300, I could do it with my eyes closed.
Morty and Haywire weren't getting 3,300. Anyways.
Well, I'm just, I wasn't like super concerned with it. I don't know. I feel like some people might be like, oh, it's at the end of the season. I don't need to get it. You know, if it's just going to be useless in one
Sure,
month.
but those people wouldn't care about it in the first place, you know?
If it's at the end of a season, it'll carry you through the beginning of the next, and
that's the thought. So they can't change that.
Well, yeah, and that's why they waited till 11.2.5 is they wanted it to carry you through. But the issue is, you know, what you guys said. If you're passing on belts and you're just throwing them in the trash, that's probably not the right strategy.
No, but Blizzard has explicitly said with the Cersei Circlet and all the other shit, they're like, we don't want it to be so powerful that it is carried into heroic or mythic track, right? They said they want it to be powerful to be like champion level, right? But if I'm passing on mythic belts because of this thing, that's a problem. And they've acknowledged that's a problem.
Figure it out.
They did figure it. No, but that's the thing. They did figure it out, but they said, but hold on a second, let's wait.
And then they buff this like too, like initially, so people would want to use it.
Yeah,
I don't
they buffed it. They buffed it a little bit.
This one's such a strange fumble from them. I don't get it.
You know how I feel about bar pars.
If they're gonna do it, let it be good the whole season and just replace those slots with other things so like people don't.
But that's the criticism too. We talked about this before. Is that like the tier set takes up 4, the cloak takes up another 1. You've got your guaranteed best in slot weapon, your guaranteed best in slot trinkets, right? So the boots are required from raid.
Well, like my late grandma used to say, "Shit or get off the pot," you know.
I feel like you're tied to the pot. Like it's like shit.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Your options are shit and stay on the pot. Like that's the problem.
All right. Do you want to do a quick rundown of Legion Remix?
Yeah, I do because I actually I don't really know what's in it, and right now I feel like I'm not going to play it. So
there's been some chaos. There's been some chaos. Okay, so Legion Remix went up on the PTR very quickly after the season launched, and a couple people like Mr. GM and Solso Breezy and stuff like that, they did the testing for it. Again, we're going to always advocate for people going on the PTR and tested, and the feedback was surprisingly grim. It was saying that they've sucked all the fun out of Remix. It's not fast paced anymore. You know, Lithian, you even asked about it. Like, there's a tiered approach there's a tiered approach to launch. So this is a new thing for Legion Remix. Let me zoom in a little bit for you guys. So they're gonna do a 6 tier approach to releasing the content. Okay, so the launch will come on the 7th with the base Legion game, the stuff that came out with Legion 1.0 or whatever, 8.0 or whatever it was. On the 2 weeks later, you'll have the Nightfall and campaign open. 2 more weeks, Legion Fall, which is the Tomb of Sargeras raid. 2 more weeks, Argus. And then 2 more weeks after that, so I guess it's 5 tiers. 2 more weeks after that, it'll be Infinite Chaos, where everything's like just go crazy and have fun, catch up, blah, 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 right? So the problem here, though, is that people are like, well, 1, it's Remix. We're supposed to be able to do the entire thing at our own pace and just have fun. But also part of this is that there are like upgrades. I don't know exactly specifically what the upgrades are, but there are upgrades hidden behind these time gates to stop you from hitting your max potential in the remix. Okay. They also in the past would allow you to infinitely grow your power, but it doesn't seem like that's the case. So here's let's see.
Can we agree that that was a little silly in Pandaria?
But people loved that about it, Scrap. Like they loved the
Yeah,
idea that they just
So, the remixes are supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be a side thing to do.
Yeah,
in
it doesn't have to be
between.
balanced. Like
The problem is, well,
you just said
way,
that it did. You said it was silly.
no, but I
Yeah.
for me, I thought that was silly. But like, if people are having fun with it and it was like the main thing they liked, there's no reason to keep it away from them, right? Like,
well, they're gatekeeping it, so you have to spread it out across a long span of time, and now you have to actually put a committed time into it.
I will
don't
say,
know.
for Legion specifically, compared to Pandaria, there wasn't a ton in Pandaria, so I feel like going through it quickly wasn't as bad. But this is like, you have not only different, like Legion was a different game throughout its entire life cycle from what I hear. Like what it was at the beginning was way different from what it was at the end. So I feel like it's just there's just so much more into it that you can't just do it all at once. Like you kind of got to split it up, especially with like the weapons and everything.
Well, okay. Sorry, go on.
Oh no, I was just gonna say I feel like since it's like a bigger story, a bigger expansion, just a lot more to go through. It's better for them to just kind of go through it little by little as opposed to trying to do it all at once.
I don't think it's necessarily a bigger. I mean, it is bigger by definition because there was like much better world content in Legion for sure. And the like class halls in and of itself is like an amazing feature that was insane. But there was still 3 tiers, right? So the intro tier, which had like the multiple raids, Emerald, Nightmare, and stuff. There was the Nightfallen tier. There was the Tumor Sargeras tier. And then there was the final tier, Argus, right? And that was the same for Mist. It was the Shah, the bug one, I can't remember what they're called, Locusts or whatever. The Throne of Thunder, and then Siege of Orgrimmar, right? Yep. So for the most part, that's all there. What I think they're trying to do with this is that they're trying to make it. Let me go back to those. What is it? Oh, I've lost it. There we go. They're trying to make it so that you can enjoy the raids here. Because like what I think happened was once everyone started getting that ramp to power, they just skipped all the other raids and went straight to Siege of Orgrimmar.
Yeah, we only did Siege of Orgrimmar.
Right? So they're trying to maybe like let you enjoy the moment just for a little bit before they open everything up. Which I think is a good idea. I can totally understand the criticism otherwise. Like, hey, no, I don't want to do that. I just want to go, crazy. But maybe slowing us down to enjoy a little bit more will be a good idea. And I just don't, I think they're going to have to take the criticism now, but maybe be proven right by the end of it.
It probably makes it easier to pug is that like this week everybody's doing this raid.
Yeah, exactly.
And that way it's not like all split up. Like some people are doing Throne of Thunder and some people are doing this and
that's
everybody wants to do Siege of Orgrimmar because that's how you get the shoulders.
Throne of Thunder is one of the best raids ever, and I didn't do it in Remix because like I just like everyone was either Siege of Orgrimmar or they were just farming the first raid, right?
Yeah, no, so from the outside where I'm not going to engage with this a ton. You can hit max level the first week, right?
Yeah,
like that's not time gated.
Yeah.
Okay, and then they're just doing every 2 weeks. It's like a patch.
Pretty much.
I think there's nothing wrong with that because it kind of keeps everybody on the same page. If you want to engage with it, like you're doing a sped up Legion, a remix Legion, if you will. This is a good way to pace it. Now, I think rightfully, maybe they should get criticism about not infinitely scaling because that's what everybody loved so much.
Well, okay, so hold on. So let's finish that thought. Okay. So this was the first pass, and everything was like kind of muted and not powerful. Feedback came in, and they said, okay, fine, and they went a little more. Let me zoom back out here. They went a little more back to the original idea of Remix and made a whole bunch of buffs to like, hey, you're gonna do this much more damage, you're gonna get this much more buffs, blah 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 blah. And this was the first pass. They've since made a second pass on it and done even more power gains for the player. Now it isn't infinite yet. You cap out. It's instead of doing a cloak, you do your weapon. So here's like you're gonna have like a tier, not tier,
tree,
a town tree. There it is. Based off your artifact weapon, and I think it caps out at level 999, right? So that's you know, that's infinite enough in my opinion, but whatever, I get it.
Mhm.
And they say that people that are capped out are able to do level 40 keys solo.
Okay, yeah, that seems excessive. Relax. Like, like
So,
Yeah. I
the good
mean-
news is that it seems like they've saved it from being horrifically bad, but there are still some
Mhm.
concerns about it, right? You'll be able to get to item level 740. So this is a good change I think they made. So 740, you can leave Legion Remix early and take your tune into live if you want, which is awesome. So that was something that we talked about last time. Is like, man, I wish I could just play it now. I'm having fun with it.
wait, you'll enter like current WoW at 740 item level?
Yeah.
That can't be right. What item level are we on? Like 710.
Well,
Oh,
with
well,
the
sorry,
turbo
sorry.
boost. Turbo boost. Sorry.
Well, no, but that's still way too high.
yeah.
Yeah. The fuck.
Well,
Oh,
hold on.
584?
584.
That's
doesn't
way
make sense.
worse. What the fuck? That's way worse.
Oh, no, but that makes sense. Like if you're coming out of you need to like go out.
That's
and
what
get
it was
somewhere.
last time, wasn't it? It was like that, like 584.
Okay, let's just assume for the sake of
No.
argument that this is not to do with what you enter the main game at 740. But what I was
I
saying
was
there
like, what the fuck?
but I was saying that you can enter the main game whenever you want, which was again a factor that was limited in the last remix. And you don't have to upgrade your items with bronze anymore. Bronze is only there just for the cosmetics and the
transmog?
fun stuff, right?
Sick.
They did increase the prices, but again, going back to I was watching the Taliesin weekly reset video about what it gets. It's like 30,000 bronze is for the tier sets, 30,000 bronze for the tier sets on mythic level, and you get like 50,000 for a level 40 solo run, right? So, you know, you should be fine if you're really wanting to get all the stuff in there. There is more stuff to get this time around as well, so that's cool. But yeah, like they did make some good changes. I think the only thing that really is kind of rubbing people the wrong way now is the idea that you have to wait until you get to do your favorite raid, which by the way, I highly
fine.
recommend it. The raid with Gul'dan, the Suramar
Nighthold.
raid, yeah, Nighthold, is such a good raid. I highly recommend doing it. It's probably one of my top 3 all time. And honestly, I'll probably just do a Legion remix just for that raid alone. I hope it's challenging.
I don't think I'll be there.
What's everybody playing?
You just said you were going to be playing on your birthday, and that's the day it comes out.
Yeah, he's gonna be
Nah.
playing. He's gonna be playing retail on his
I'm gonna
birthday.
be working on my wheel character. You know,
Yep.
gotta get.
No, you're gonna be
past
fixing
scrap.
the add-ons.
Oh yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, no. What are you
Sure.
gonna play? Because Frank, you're gonna play this.
I might play enhancement.
I think you should. Then I can tell you how to play it.
Oh no.
No,
don't
but
want
so
that.
here's my
doesn't know how to play
question:
it.
is that you only get the cosmetics for your class, right? Like
No.
that you pick.
No, you can buy whatever you want.
Okay, you can buy it. Okay, cool. Because I was thinking like
Cool,
that's
cool.
gonna restrict what I want. It's like what class stuff do I want. But I've been wanting to level a rogue, and so I'm doing a rogue.
I'm gonna play a survival
Nice.
hunter.
Dude, you would love Survival Hunter. Like the way you're taking to Fury, like I quit Fury because Survival's better. Like it's gonna be your new addiction. It's so fun.
I don't know. Survival's better than Fury.
You always said I'm not playing Fury. You never played Fury for years and years and years and years, and it was.
You said the
amazing,
same about
wasn't it?
enhancement, Scrap, so.
I never said anything about enhancement.
No, we've told you multiple times you should play enhancement.
And I said, yeah, maybe I should, but I never did because I don't want to level
Until you were
characters.
forced.
Until I was
you were
forced, yeah. Because I hate playing alts, honestly. It's too much time investment.
Okay, so who's playing Legion Remix then? Scraps out?
I'm
gonna play
only
it.
gonna level. I'm
I'll
not gonna
play for a
play
little bit.
raid.
I will level something, probably a survival hunter, just because. But I don't know if I'm gonna get into it.
I'll
like,
level
hardcore.
something I don't know what yet, but something I want to at least do the class haul of, and then see where it goes from there. And if the raids seem like they're fun and they scale decently, then I'll do them. Maybe try some of those higher mythic plus. We'll see. Just depends on how fun it is when you're playing.
What
Play
class
Ret
do you think will be
Paladin.
meta based on the infinite scaling?
Demon Hunter.
Blood decay.
Oh, Blood DK.
Blood.
I hear,
I'll
because
play
isn't
it.
Elemental, if you cap out on Mastery, you just like always are critting or whatever or something?
Oh yeah, that too. Yeah, that could be something good. Yeah, something I can survive and do a lot of damage.
Maybe I'll play Elemental, because Elemental looks fun
Ooh.
as shit. Okay.
Mm.
Other news. So we have 11.2.5 announced as a launch date, which means 11.2.7 will be going up on the PTR soon, with a potential launch date soon. And coming with 11.2.7 is the player housing. When do you guys think us four, will have access to be able to either test it? Well, actually, here, let me ask this. Scrap, you are vehemently anti-PTR, usually.
Yeah.
Would you get on the PTR to test player housing? Or would you wait?
If it was easy.
If it was easy? What do you mean if
Yeah.
it was easy?
Well, you have a
Well,
you just
I like-
install it and you hit play.
Oh, it's too
Which you
hard.
haven't installed from the last time we played.
No, okay, so there's like a bunch of like if it's like PTR, okay, open this, okay, start fucking around with your house, I'm ready. But if there's like intro quests and tutorials and shit, I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna wait for the
There'll
game.
probably be tutorials because they want you to test the tutorial.
Pass. I'm gonna do it when it comes out then.
Oh, okay.
Pass.
All right. Anyways,
Whatever.
so I own Lithian. Will you
We can
guys jump
test
on the
it.
PTR?
Sure.
I always jump on.
I think
Yeah,
it's going to
let's
be
give it
too
a
good of
shot.
content not to go look at it.
Yeah, I'd
I
like
might get
to check it
FOMO.
out and get some ideas.
Oh, you
Definitely
will.
get FOMO.
You will.
Yeah,
'Cause
I
I'm
might
gonna
get-
stream my house, and you're gonna be
Yeah.
jealous.
And we're going to be picking
might
out
get
our
FOMO
plots
then.
of land, which one's our favorite, so we know to
Oh,
get it.
I'm at least gonna go into like
Oh yeah,
I'm gonna
she'll
go
do
look
the
at all the
quests. She'll do the quests.
maybe I will.
Mhm.
So I don't know. This is a different kind of content than we've ever seen before, so I don't know how hard this is gonna get me.
Yeah,
you
I
know?
don't know how hard I'll test it, only because I don't want to wet my whistle and be sick of it by the time
Yeah, I
it gets
agree.
on
I
the
agree.
game. But
I just want to see the
I'll-
plots and all that.
yeah, just enough to see what you can kind of do with it and see if there's anything that I would say maybe give them some feedback that would help them. But other than that,
If it's anything like what they were previewing at the beginning of the year, then I can't fathom getting sick of it. Like I've played like Planet Zoo for 300 hours. So
yeah, but not everybody likes to play Roller Coaster Tycoon.
that's
so.
fine. But I'm just saying for me, like this is not the kind of game you get sick of. This is the kind of game that you like forget to eat for 3 days.
Scrap Scrap retires and transfers to Moonguard to become an interior designer. That's her
Oh
late
my
life
God.
arc.
I was thinking I
I
might
don't
start
mind
doing
that being
TikToks
a
with, like,
section of the podcast where we just hear her RPing
Yeah,
life
tips.
as a.
Yeah. Come take us tour of my house. I'll show you some
Dude,
tips.
That's a good idea. When this launches, like after the first couple weeks, we definitely need to do like a around the Mage Table cribs or something like that. And be like, this
Yeah,
is my.
Yeah, Frank's got to show off his podcast studio.
Lithian will be like, Lithian will have like the man apartment where it's just like the recliner, the PlayStation, the TV,
He's gonna have a
I'm not gonna
barn.
have-
That's what he's gonna have.
a big barn. Yeah, I like
I'm
that.
not gonna have much. I don't do Minecraft games.
All I want is waterfront property. So
You've never played
gonna
The
have to scope
Sims,
it out.
Lithian?
Lithian's so
this-
not a Sims guy.
Lithian can get his kids to do it.
Dude, The Sims was a good grind. I can't wait till Sims
Frank,
Online.
Dude, when we talked about this like in
Yeah, I know,
Shadowlands
I
of
know,
how
I know,
we'd play
yeah.
the fuck out of Sims Online, I'd come over to your house, I'd mess with all your stuff.
all right.
like-
Let's not get derailed. We're running out of time.
It's
My
too
online
late.
Sims.
That's
Um,
how guilds die, Scrap.
So Scrap,
Yeah.
you got a peek at this last time we were doing the podcast, but we
What
didn't
am I
have time to
peeking?
talk about it. Was all the fun things
Oh,
coming
yeah.
in the trading post, and one
There's
of
your
them is
baguette that you were talking about, Io, for your classic baguette.
Ah,
Yeah,
yes.
dude.
You'll know I sell bread because I hold a baguette.
Yeah. Oh wait, scroll
what
back
the
up.
hell?
I'm missing
Yeah,
some
what the
good
heck?
Stuff. Hold on.
Wait,
I want to
what-
go up,
okay.
go up, go up.
Okay.
I know
Ooh.
the outfit.
That would have been good for the low fantasy week. It's like a pilgrim thing, but
Yeah,
it's kind of like
yeah.
a Ren fair kind of thing. I'm
Those
actually
are
really big on the
great.
turkey mount. Those are sick.
Is
Yeah,
that a
those are
mount or is it
sick.
a pet?
That's a mount.
Damn.
See
Okay.
the saddle? I doubt it's gonna be scaled well for Torrens at least.
It's definitely not
Okay,
for
stop
a
there, stop there,
warden.
stop there. Yes, I love the low fantasy vibes. That's so good. Okay, weapons. What is that? It's just a shitty shield.
How many
that's
traders tenders
Chef
do you
shield.
have?
Do you want to
I
hit
have a
people with
lot.
carrots?
Carrots. That's a
No.
one-hander. I can't have that.
What about
Two-handers of corn.
chilies?
Beans.
How do you know this is
Um,
a two-hander, by the way?
Maybe it's not. I just thought it. No,
Looks
it's
like
like
what
a
a
flail.
fucking claim, by the way.
It's a flail.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
definitely
That's a
Scrap,
two-hander.
Scrap just says stuff.
Please, please be a two-hander.
That's not a two-hander.
I
That's definitely
guess
This is
that's
a
a
two-hander.
two-hander. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a two-hander, but that's the worst one. Like just ribs.
Yeah, I
What,
can
the
see
big
that
spoon?
off
You don't
on
want to
that.
hit people with a big spoon?
That's a one-hander. Actually, that could be
No
two.
way. No,
Actually.
that's two.
The fork's definitely a two-hander. That just straight up looks like a
It's
trident.
a pole arm. It's
That's
Yeah,
kinda
that
cool.
I would say that one could fit into other. Is that a grill? Oh my god.
Is that what were those?
Bread.
Is that a Traeger or a DeWalt or whatever they were? Remember
It's
they
a
were
George
talking about grills
Foreman.
for like a month. That was
Yeah.
Damn, these are some
No, these are
good-looking
these are
ice
just
ones.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ooh,
Oh,
those
that's
are very
cool.
nice.
So
Let's
those are
see,
coming.
what's the
Those
bottom
are
one?
probably coming in December for the trading post.
Yeah, winter. Oh, cute hats. Trading Post stays awesome. We love it.
That was a cool gun too.
Never in my wildest dreams could I think I could ride a turkey. Like, it's good stuff.
Would you try it though?
Yeah.
I
mean,
thought
I'm
the
gonna
baguette
get
would
it.
be
Well,
what
I'll
everyone's
see what-
excited about, but no, everyone's talking
No,
about
we
the
want to
turkey.
ride turkeys, bro.
No, I know that turkey is going to be way too small for a Tauren, so I'm out on the turkey, but I want the baguette.
My Worgen is
Worgen's
gonna
no.
look terrible.
Yeah, Worgen's no for turkey.
All right. Well, this was dated news, but I kept it in the back pocket just because I felt like I just wanted to address it because we're not necessarily big on Classic, but this is kind of a big deal for other reasons. Blizzard was gone after, what is it called? Turtle WoW?
Yeah.
Right?
Oh,
Which
yeah,
is the
yeah.
largest private
Seen ads for
server
that.
of Classic, and they have like a Classic Plus version. Haven't they been like creating content that isn't part of the original Classic, and that's why it's considered?
Yeah, don't they like
Classic
update the models and stuff? make
Yeah,
them
they've had
prettier?
a lot of like they've had like the chaos, like you roll random abilities or it's just different abilities, and it's almost like what a
Or, like
Classic
Ascendant
Plus
WoW?
would be. Yeah, exactly. That's very
Mm.
much what it's like. Yeah.
So, anyways,
barely
I
have
bring this
time
up
for
only
WoW
because
WoW.
do you think that's because we talked about what's coming at BlizzCon next year? Do you think we're on like the countdown towards a Classic Plus type of experience from WoW because of this?
Wasn't the season of what was it called? Discovery?
Discovery.
Wasn't that supposed to be like Classic Plus?
It was them testing the idea of Classic Plus.
It wasn't that good though.
So I have like
I don't
two
know.
or
A lot of people
three
really liked it, Scrap.
thoughts
Yeah,
to
I
say
was
about
not.
this because I've been playing Classic a little bit. So first off, I don't really know what this means. I know I've been seeing a lot of Turtle WoW ads lately, so maybe they just got a little
They
just
gotta
got a
pay for their
little
lawyers.
too big for
Yeah.
their britches, and
Yeah.
you know, maybe Blizzard finally caught wind of them and said, "Okay, we got to put you down."
There's no
I
way
can-
Blizzard didn't know they existed. There's no
True.
way.
But maybe just like the ads was a
Well,
little bit
so-
too much. Like they're like sniping
Maybe they
their
started
business.
making money, and
Yeah,
that's
too much
the
money.
issue.
And Blizzard was like, "Oh, now
Maybe.
they have money we can take."
And
Yeah.
to me, like, I just feel like Classic Plus, just just thinking about it, like it could work, but also it just seems like it's a lot of resources and a lot of dev time that particular version of the game doesn't have. I feel like just doing seasons and just trying to do it kind of like Diablo, almost like, yeah, there will be Classic players that are turned off by that, but I think that's probably their best route. Just we're launching a fresh Classic, and this one has a new affix gimmick or whatever tied to it, and then if you want to jump in, jump in. If not, there's still Classic Realms and Hardcore for people who want that. But I
Yeah.
don't know if I feel like Classic Plus in what people want is just too ambitious.
Let me tell you something. You don't need
Tell
a
us.
plus Classic. Classic is perfect how it is.
It is pretty good, yeah.
Yeah,
Well, here's
especially
the thing, though.
hardcore.
Here's the thing. They had like the Tombs of Karazhan. They had that like Scarlet Monastery or whatever, Scarlet Crusade raid. They all looked
Yeah.
great. But the
the
problem
Black
is
Sun,
that I
Black
didn't want to have
Raid.
to do all the work of getting to that level to be
Yeah.
able to see them. And they need to
Yeah.
figure out a way to do like, maybe it's the seasonal thing. Maybe it's like, hey, super fast leveling. There's an affix that makes it just a little bit different. And then this season, we're also adding a new raid or whatever.
Yeah,
Um,
and here's what I would say too. I don't mean to cut you off. I
That's all right.
apologize.
Go on.
As far as like that too, I think they should do more of that. Like, don't just be like, okay, BFD's a raid now, this is a raid now, but everything else is the same. Like, redo Scarlet Monastery, redo everything. Just give it just like, even if it's just
Well,
something
hold on.
little.
Don't redo it though. Don't.
Do
That's
do
the
a little
classic. That's the
something different.
classic experience, right?
Yeah, the problem is you can't.
Maybe add another
Inherently, you
wing,
can't
like add
mess
another
with
wing,
too much.
sure, but
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't know. Well,
Um,
but that's the thing is like, do you want to play through, the same levels 20 to 40 just to have a different 1 to 25 and a different 40 to 60? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
I will
But-
do 1 to 20 100 times, and I will not get bored of it.
But here's the thing. Then they need to add it as like a time walking thing, right?
Yeah.
Don't give it like a serious, like, oh, this is a serious raid and everyone, because tuning it will be insane with the way Classic worked in the back of the day. But like, if they added the Scarlet Monastery raid, break it into 2 parts, make it part of time walking. Who cares if it's like
Mhm.
busted and you're not really like, no one takes time walking seriously, anyways.
Mhm.
And do that. That way I can see it too in retail, because I feel like there's that FOMO, but I'm not in any way interested in putting the effort to do it. So
You know what?
yeah, that
I-
would be cool. And they kind of did that with that BFD too, with
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
20th anniversary. Yeah, they did
I
something like
really
that.
like I
Or
did
BRD, I'm
kind of
sorry.
poo-poo it a little bit, but I thought when they first launched Season of Discovery and like we were actually discovering stuff, there like weren't any guides or anything up right away.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, there's like a weird prairie dog. I have to like figure out how to interact with it in some way. That was actually a ton of fun. And
agree.
I feel like a lot of love was put into it. For me, I had been playing hardcore like a lot, and the first time I died on Season of Discovery, I was like, oh, I feel nothing about that. You know what I mean? I was like, oh, I res. And I think that's probably the reason I didn't enjoy it as much. But like, look at this picture. Look at them all partying with the turtle and they're all having fun. It's like,
It's not an in-game
I wanna-
asset, Scrap.
I know, but I want to hang out with the turtle, man. That looks like a lot of fun. Why'd they
Let's
shut
all
it
go to
down?
the turtle party.
Yeah, the turtle party.
I will say
Like-
Twitter
I'm not-
was surprisingly very not in favor of Blizzard doing this, but like they just kind of came after for a while and going like, yeah, what the fuck did you expect? Like, you're an idiot. You took their assets and you made a game. They're gonna be pissed about
Yeah,
it.
doing the ads
Yeah.
is crazy. The first time I saw an ad for that, I was like, what, for real? Like,
I've never
um,
seen an ad.
I'm
seemed a
not
little big
sure.
for your britches there.
I'm not sure I know what a good classic WoW would look like, but I think I just like to keep the seasonal model. But if people who play classic more have a better idea of what they might be looking for, then I say listen to those people and try to do your best. I don't know.
The anniversary
tell you-
realms are about to go back into Burning Crusade. It's like, wait, what?
No. Let me tell you what I want. I want hard
Okay.
Burning Crusade. And like you get to 60 on a hardcore character, and then you get like an extra life. Like so you
An
can
extra
you can die
life?
twice
Oh
in
my
Burning Crusade before
gosh.
you go back to 0. Something like that.
They did say they wouldn't consider hardcore Burning Crusade, but OnlyFans did say they would only do another season if it was Burning Crusade or if it was a Classic Plus. So maybe Blizzard might be incentivized to do that because they want the eyeballs on the game. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
OnlyFans was the
I
best
feel
thing
like
to happen to them.
I feel like there's a lot of cool ways they could do a Burning Crusade. It's like maybe like once you hit 60, and then if you die in Burning Crusade, you go back to 60 or something like that.
Yeah.
Because it would suck. Like if like okay, we launch Burning Crusade, and everybody dies at level 61, you have to start all the way over. Like I think that would take the wind out of the sails a lot. But if there was some sort of like system for like, oh, you die at level 63, like go back to level 60. That would be a lot of fun.
But I
and
think part of
it
the
takes
reason-
a long time to get to 70.
But
so
the part of the reason why it might not work for Burning Crusade is because Burning Crusade, they like kind of figured out being too deadly was a problem. Now there still were deadly things like, they had the Fell Reaver wandering around and stuff like that. But
I mean, that's what's fun in hardcore classic is the deadly stuff.
I know,
The
I agree.
things that are
but I
so
don't think
difficult.
Burning Crusade
Son
would
of
have that
Aragorn.
aspect of it.
I think they need to keep that aspect, but they need to not
Well, they'd
knock
have
you all
to-
the way back
Well,
to
they'd
0.
have to add it. That's what I'm saying. Like Burning Crusade was
Oh.
not that. It wasn't classic. Burning Crusade was
Oh,
like,
it wasn't as deadly.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
like they realized like, oh man, people don't want to fuck
No,
around
I
and
got killed by those big walking robots.
I
the
don't-
Fell
before.
Reaver. I just said that.
Yeah.
Scrap.
No,
Okay, sorry, I couldn't
exactly.
remember what it's called.
Exactly what they were talking about, but I know the devs said the reason why they wouldn't do a Burning Crusade hardcore is because they feel like it's more like randomly deadly sometimes. I'm not entirely sure where that comes
That's
from.
fun,
The only
though.
thing
Well, the
I
Fell
could
Reaver
think of,
sneaking up on you.
the Fell Reaver, the only other thing I could think of is in what's the
Another
big
storm?
like no the
Not
the
great.
orc place.
Oh,
yeah, in
yeah.
Nagran, there's like a rock you fight on top of a cliff that can sometimes randomly yeet you off. That's the
Yeah.
only other thing I could think of that will definitely randomly kill
I mean,
you.
that'll
but
be funny. That's what these iconic moments come out where
That-
people are
that
like,
is true,
Stitches
yeah.
is super iconic, and
But-
those guys in Westfall that killed like so many people in the Yeti cave in
Mhm.
Ironforge area.
It doesn't happen often, but I actually agree with Scrap. I think if you got down to
Unnecessary
60,
shade.
Yeah,
if
knock
I
back
think
to 60.
knocked back to 60, I think would be the compromise
agree.
you have to
I
make
agree with
because
that.
I
Lose
can't
all your money.
imagine. And lose all your money. If you have flying bot, it's gone.
It's gone.
like,
Yeah. I
Yeah.
think that'd be totally. I have my hardcore character
I'd give
at
it a try
60
for sure.
just for
And
the
I-
occasion. Like I'm just waiting for the next part.
But
I would
Imagine-
say the only other thing is maybe you have to be self-found too, so that way you can't like get yourself back up if you are knocked down.
Yeah. Like
I
can't have
would
the
do
bank
that,
halts and all
yeah.
that stuff. No, like I just remember though, Gruul's Lair. And granted, this is when no one knew how to raid properly, but like the mechanics would fuck you up, and then all the raids there actually are pretty deadly, so it'd be pretty fun.
I've never got to do a raid in hardcore classic because I was in this guild, and the guild leader, every time he got to 60, he was
Died.
super excited about it, but he kept dying, and like we just had no all these 60s were like waiting for him to like get up there and like gear and stuff like that, and he just kept dying over and over. It's really hard to get a raid group together because it's like, okay, you're ready for your raid, and it's like you lose 3 people. It's like, okay, we have to wait like 3 weeks to raid again for those people to come up, and in that time I've died and then you've died, and so you really need like an OnlyFans size thing, or like
I'm
really dedicated
upset
people.
that I didn't know what OnlyFans was early enough to try to see if I could get into it, because I think I would have really enjoyed it.
I bet we could apply because there's some like real nobodies who were in
Yeah,
there, you know, and
real
we at least have, we can say like, hey,
You
here's
just-
the podcast, like we could
Wow.
join
Have
it.
to accept that if you do get into it, you might be the butt of a bigger person's joke. So you just need
That's
to be willing to
okay.
roll
I
with
love
the
it.
punches.
As
with
long
that,
as,
yeah.
as
Timmy
long as it's
videos,
in
I
like,
love.
yeah, as long as it's in like if it's either well humored or in good spirit and it's just for the bit,
Yeah.
like that's fine. Like I'll roll with it.
Yeah,
yeah.
honestly, I love the voice procs mod.
Yeah, that's
And
so good.
to have like a bunch of people ready to like just vibe and do bits, like that's what I want to do. Like
Mhm.
that's fun.
I
for
would
me.
love to see Scrap in the class meetings where they had to every Sunday come together and meet.
Yeah, yeah. Oh my god, I would have so much fun with that.
All right. Well,
But yeah,
hopefully
we
we get to
gotta
see
test it.
OnlyFans again in the future.
Yeah.
Okay.
Take my advice, my Burning Crusade ideas. It's great, and everybody will play it.
Other news: Fellowship has gone into open beta. Now, granted, I think it only lasts.
Wait, is this a WoW podcast?
Yeah, it's a WoW podcast. This is supposed to be the WoW killer, Scrap.
Oh, okay.
So
It
I
might
only
be
say
a
this
Fellowship
because
podcast.
by the time it comes out, you'll have maybe 1 or 2 days to get in. Everyone's saying they're fucking loving it. I don't see the appeal. We did try it, as you remember. We streamed it a little while back. I'm not saying
I
it's a
don't like
bad
it.
game by any means, and I do think there's some really good ideas going on in it.
Oh, this is where the dev came in and talked to us.
Yeah,
I did
yeah,
a key with the dev. Oh no, we did a class. It was in Classic WoW actually that me and
Clarify.
Technique met the dev.
They were-
Yeah.
I don't remember if this came up in an earlier podcast, but yeah, they were Technique and Scrap were doing a hardcore WoW dungeon, and one of the devs of this game hopped into the Discord to play with them and
for
told
God's
us about it a bit. So we're not like officially with them or anything. They just mentioned it. That
I didn't realize that was
happened.
this game. This is
Yeah.
the Mythic Plus game.
Remember, Scrap?
Yeah.
We tried to play this with you, and you're like,
No, I didn't play it.
I know.
Yeah.
Flux played it
Fully
with us,
aware.
though, randomly.
Yeah, Flux did.
Yeah. It was.
Um,
Did they add anything? Does anyone know?
They have new heroes, and apparently this is something we didn't see. But like, as you get really, really higher level, you get like new skills, and I think that's the one thing I was turned off the most by, was that I felt like it was kind of Diablo-esque in the sense you could use like 4 or 5 skills at a time.
Yeah.
Now, for example, some of the feedback has been Automatic Jack said like, oh man, they really respect healers in this game, so that's that's cool. I guess the healing's more fun in this game, but it just felt a little too stiff when we played it. I don't know. I mean, at the end of the day, if it's the WoW killer, maybe we give it a try. But how many times have we heard there's a WoW killer in the
But
world?
This doesn't have the MMO aspect. This is just dungeon slamming, right? So like, there's no way it's gonna kill WoW.
Well,
I
in fairness,
will
Scrap, though,
say-
like what is in the MMO world of Warcraft right now?
But I feel like, don't most people like who play WoW or like casual, like they do delves, they do
Sure.
collecting mounts and leveling characters and stuff like that. Like this doesn't capture that audience.
Scrap.
It
There's
hits a-
3
it
million
hits a
people a week
certain
doing keys.
population.
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
There's an audience to capture.
No, 3 million keys run. I'm sure there's more.
Sorry,
not
you're
everybody
right,
does
you're
one
right, yeah,
key,
you're right,
Frank.
you're right, you're right.
I done at least like 15 keys this week. So
Sure, but if they
that
capture
alone.
500,000, that's still an insanely good number.
Well, they're not capturing me because I'm very immune to
There
WoW
will
killers because I'm stubborn.
be some players I think that transfer over to this, especially as a game is kind of becomes new and there's an opportunity to maybe build an audience in a space where there isn't other fish. I could definitely see some people
Yeah.
kind of jumping over to it, but other than that, I just it's there were some things I thought were fun about it, but overall I don't see myself playing this over Mythic Plus, and I'm not even really a big huge Mythic Plus person myself either, so like the appeal to this to just do dungeons over and over again doesn't really appeal to me. But I mean, if there was a big enough play test and there was a bunch of new stuff added, I would definitely still try it because it did have some good ideas. I didn't not have fun with it.
It was
I
alright.
get a small tangent.
didn't
Oh,
like
go
it,
on.
though.
Sorry.
No, I don't like it. I won't play it.
Yeah.
But
I think I need to give it a fair try. I think
Yeah.
if it's going to be the part of WoW that I love the most, and they, again, we only saw a very small slice of it, so we got to be
Mhm.
careful. But
the only way I play it is if I get FOMO from y'all playing it.
Oh, well, I won't play it. So,
Yeah.
but what I wanted to say, just a small aside, is this is like people. I don't know if people are actually saying it to be a WoW killer or whatever, but I feel like dungeon design and even raid design is what WoW is absolutely killing it at, and like where WoW is weak right now is like story and MMO aspects, which I feel like if a game came along that had really strong story MMO focus, that would probably that's hitting WoW where it's weak. But this is hitting WoW where it's strong. Like I feel like the Mythic Plus
That's a good
design
point.
is really good. So why I don't need a WoW killer. I'm enjoying this aspect of the game.
Why
And
was,
not
that
having
an,
a problem
why
with
was
it.
that an aside, Scrap?
It wasn't a side, I guess. Well, I was
It's
I
You
was,
literally
I was
couldn't have
targeting
hit it more in the front.
I was
middle of
targeting
nose,
the
like,
WoW
nobody
killer
else.
aspect, not the game aspect, I guess. So in my head, it was like a bit of a leap, but that's just my take.
Well, and again, argument is that the reason why they're doing a lot of this add-on stuff though is because Fellowship is trying to eat their lunch, and this is what Fellowship did really well, was kind of build all the add-ons directly into the game. Well, so J.B, which we'll talk about in a second, JB on Twitter, he has been an advocate for this game. He, in fact, when we were doing the open beta, or not open beta, the closed beta a while back, he was like the top player in this during that weekend. And, you know, he's been very vocal. We're going to talk about what else he's been vocal about, but like he's been vocal about how these guys just get it. I don't know if it's just because people are like being contrarians for the sake of being contrarians and saying like, oh, they just get it, and WoW doesn't
I think that's why.
doesn't
Is that
take
the
into
angry
account
guy?
like, yeah, that's the angry guy.
Yeah.
Oh God, that guy's angry about everything, man. Who cares? I don't care
But-
what that guy says.
But I want it to do well because I feel like it'll push WoW to do better. Is that fair?
Mhm.
well, yeah,
Yeah.
competition always
But, like-
drives innovation, man.
But like
At
Aya
this
said
point-
though, the Marvel Rivals phase is a good is like a good juxtaposition of that, because everyone was like losing their mind over Marvel Rivals when it came out. JB went to play Marvel Rivals and he became, you know, one of the top players in the world. But of course he's back to WoW. So it's
Yeah,
definitely
But
not going to be
Marvel
the WoW
Rivals
killer.
isn't a WoW type game. It's like an
Here's
Overwatch
the
type
No, I
thing.
know,
game.
but when people push, it's not. I don't think like people aren't exclusive to
So-
MMO, Scrap, right?
I know,
Right
but-
now, especially take people's things with a grain of salt, because I'm seeing a lot of people, especially like smaller creators, like kind of glaze this game a bit. And I have reason to believe, and obviously I don't have any proof, that they're being asked by these people to play the game. So don't think that there's a lot of weight behind what some of these people are saying about like, this is like, especially the people, a lot of them, they're kind of wishy-washy. They'll say like, yeah, I think it could be, it just needs this, or it just needs that. A lot of people have an incentive to be kind of playing this right now.
They're
So
paying people
And
to
they're bought
promote their
out.
game.
In fairness, you're
That's
right.
crazy.
Even Automatic Jack and there's a couple other people on Twitter who are like, kind of like a scripted, oh man, I'm so excited about this kind of thing. And I'm just,
yeah.
you're right. I think there's maybe something to that.
Maybe
too.
they'll pay us to promote the game, and then
And-
next week our podcast will be like, dude, this
No.
is the WoW killer.
No, Scrap,
Like,
And-
they tried that.
and-
They
They're
tried
not
that, and
gonna
then
do
I
that.
messaged the guy, and he's like,
You
"Yeah,
didn't
whatever,
pay
I don't
us.
care." I know,
And-
because he's like, "You guys aren't the right fit. You're only a small time podcast. Lithium
And,
City,
Well, I
not
think
even the
that's where
top
lukewarm
20."
on it.
And
Mhm.
that's not to say
Not
that
yet.
these people don't have valuable opinions. Like those are the people you do want testing your game, the people that play Mythic Plus a lot. So definitely those are the people to pay to do it. But I'm just saying, the interest isn't necessarily like if people aren't just hearing about this and going, I gotta check that out. Like it's like they're the word of mouth of the reason why people like us check this stuff out.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
I gotta say I am getting fatigued with just the phrase "WoW killer" because it's been thrown around since
20
WoW
years.
has existed.
20 years.
Like, and
No, dude,
nothing has
remember-
ever killed WoW. It's just a selling point, like
Yeah.
Do you
phrase.
remember Scrap the
New World?
the Amazon game?
Yeah, I was thinking
my
New World,
God.
where all our stupidest friends were like playing it for 2 weeks straight, like there was like they didn't
Oh,
have jobs or
dude.
lives. I mean, like,
I,
oh my
uh,
god, this is so much better than WoW. Like, that lasted 2 weeks. I'm glad I didn't buy it, bro. Like, so
I had a
stupid.
rant a few weeks, not a few weeks ago. This might have been a few months ago at this point in the Discord where I talked about like a Dorky or someone were talking about something on a podcast, and the game, like WoW right now, is really good, and I think people just don't have a lot to complain about, so they just complain about little dumb things like the key pushers. They'll always push about things at the high key level about how hard everything is, and then Blizzard tries to make some kind of adjustment to appease them, and then they'll find like a new reason to complain about pushing keys at the highest level. These people just need stuff to put on their videos for people to watch. So that's all this, people like JB and all them that are just saying like,
Not us,
oh
though.
yeah, Mythic Plus and all this, like, yeah, it's just, or like this game's really good. It does what Mythic Plus doesn't do. Mythic Plus is really good right now. People are doing pushing 21s. They're playing the game a lot. The
Yeah.
most keys we've ever seen. Like there's nothing wrong with Mythic Plus. These people just need stuff to put in the video.
I do feel the need to say that I have a lot to complain about, but it doesn't have to do with the Mythic Plus. It has to do with story of
No,
an MMO.
but this is where
gameplay.
I just like I couldn't think of a better expression than what the Jackie Chan.
Jackie
Like
Chan.
people aren't ready for this conversation, but Resil keys are terrible for the game and reward players with more time to play and not players with more skill. And I just like, what are you talking about? Like,
Yeah.
what
The same people who with Resil keys, like, yeah, maybe they had an easier road to it, but the same people got title that's it every single year before it. There's
Yep.
no new outliers, and the people who got boosted to it, yeah, they got boosted to it. You know, the same thing every title. You know,
There's definitely going to be like some victims in it, but again, so I wrote down this note. I'll quickly go on this for a second because we're about to talk about another hot take.
that's a good tweet. Like, why did I wish more people followed you, because that would be a fun one for people to retweet. That was a good one.
So thanks for the pro there. So
Okay.
I thought about this the other day because I was listening to Max and Dratnos and all them, and I'm like, are the race to world firsters, the 20 plus key pushers, are they the WoW equivalent of the billionaires of the world, right?
The
Like
top
they just
1%.
yeah, like they just and I'm not to say that they haven't tried. Like Max is a great example of someone who like really tries to put himself in the shoes of any other player that like has feedback or critique or whatever, right? But it's like I'm so blown away sometimes, and we're gonna get to the discussion here in a second about how they just like, you know, this whole idea that resilient keys are terrible and they just can't see the other side of it because they've just been living an entirely different life that we will never understand because we're not in their shoes, and they don't understand what it's like to be the typical average everyday man. And you know, like people who become rich or people who become the high key pushers after like a season or two of doing it, they just completely forget what it was like because now they have an entirely different lifestyle. I just feel like that's got to be true to an extent, right?
And here's the thing, right? Like, yeah, so let's say you have a friend who has a 17, so now you just get into a 17 right away, you get your character geared up, and then you get the key yourself because you finally time it or whatever.
Yeah.
That's no different than last season before, or like 2 seasons ago before Resil key, when I'm like, hey guys, I have this rat alt, you guys get me a 10 for my vault so I can get like a myth piece, like, and then you have a 10 key to run on your own. It's no different than that. Like, it's just it just seems like it's different because, you know, it's a higher level. And I don't know who Rat with the Knife is, but I mean,
it doesn't matter. People
have
were like
title?
responding to
did
it.
They
anyways.
not get, did they not get title? Like, I think I follow them too, so I mean, they must do something for a while, but
yeah,
I don't know.
But Frank, you also have to acknowledge that like the way we talk about keys, the people like your friend who only does delves, they probably think the same thing about us.
Oh,
though.
I agree
like,
though, but I feel like we can at least take like, all right, so forget everything else about their like competitiveness. Let's just talk about the time, right? The people who stream WoW or games for a living, right? It's their job. They don't fundamentally understand what it's like to have kids. Well, some of them do, like JB has kids, but like the like responsibility of I can't make it my day job to play games, and therefore I get like, you know, I'm never allowed to play video games before 9 p.m. right? Like it's just that's the only time. And then even then, now there's discussions. I even talked to Haywire about this last night. Like I have to be in bed by like 12:30 or else it's gonna be a really shitty day. And that's still even pushing it to only having like 5.5 hours of sleep.
Bro, you're coming up on a shitty day.
Even,
I know.
Even then, it's like you're assuming you're committing your entire free time to playing WoW, which a lot of days of the week you do.
Yeah.
But
you even
like,
criticized it. You said you need to stop playing every single day, right? And it's like, well,
because you were saying I'm getting burned out, and I'm like, well, let's take a look at how much you've played. It's like all of your free time
no,
after
you just
9
gotta put a round of peak in there, and I'm fine.
You want to talk about like a lot of those people too that are doing this stuff. Their free time and their work is actually all just the game because they play the game and get money from it. So
yeah.
So anyways, point being is that like Scrap, at least we can understand what people want to do with their free time, and how it like we need to respect that. Not to say that they don't respect it, but I'm just saying like the idea of the resilient key is a perfect example of where it's like it's about time, not about like anything else. So anyways, let's move on to the point that I wanted to talk about as our question of the week, right? So
how long
JB,
have we been going? I don't have the time.
we're just about at 2 hours. This is the last thing.
Okay, we got time.
So JB put this tweet out. I think my least favorite part about modern raiding is that you never get a chance to discover anything anymore. You just get linked to several videos that show other guilds killing the boss and told to memorize their strat, right?
Let me take this one, Frank.
Well, hold on.
Oh my gosh.
I've actually gotten into an argument with, again, I'll say friend of the podcast, but they don't really care about us, Jordan on Twitter, about this as well, right? So during the Race to World first, it was like, well, it's just not fun that they like the strats ruined and people, everything's ruined because they're in the race. And my response was simple. It's like, yeah, but that's a choice that they're making, right? They're
yeah, if
making
it's your
a choice.
job, it's not gonna be fun anymore. Like, that makes sense to me.
They're like, well, if Liquid said, hey, we're not going to use any, we're not going to use any add-ons, or we're not going to watch any videos or anything like that. We're not going to do PTR testing, whatever it is, right? No one else would follow them in doing that. And that's the idea of it's a race. Like, you got to get there as fast as you can. But like, JB is not a race to world firster, right? He does not, him and his guild, I should say, because it's 20 people that he's playing with, does not need to use any of the things that the other people are using. There's no money in it for him. There's no, in fact, I'd actually argue if they were to do that, if they were to like just do it bare boned, they might even have more viewers because people are interested to see how they do it, right? And also this season, I did not do any of my research like I usually do before the raid came out, right? And on a side note, my tip of the week is don't use Wowhead's cheat sheets. They were really fucking bad this season. Horrendously bad. Mostly because like they didn't call out the difference between normal and heroic. But anyways, and so this argument keeps coming up now where it's like, well, it's just not fun to do this because everyone's like ruined it for you. Why? What's going on? Why can't they just enjoy it? Why can't they say I'm not going to watch the videos? Why can't they say I'm not going to use the Liquid weak auras and all that stuff? Yes, I am.
Can I field this one first?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because he's the mythic raider. He's the best.
Because here's the reason why. Because JB doesn't actually have anything better to complain about, and he has to tweet about something. So he's tweeting about this.
All right, JB, if you're watching.
Well,
No. I think there is some truth to this, but I also think that it's one of those things where
billionaire problems.
Yeah, exactly. It's a billionaire problem. Like, I mean, JB, you mentioned he wasn't a race to world first raider. Currently, he isn't. He might have been a few years ago. So not to discredit.
He wasn't a race to world
here.
firster, but he was a MDIer.
Yeah, so a really good player.
Might have pushed, in a high kill.
And it's like, he's good enough to play with the best players, but the best players are gonna copy the best strategy. It is what it is. Like, he is too good to play with people like us that would want to prog it naturally. So it's like,
no, but I mean, okay, so here's the argument. If it's more fun, they're not doing it for money, and arguably they'll get Hall of Fame one way or another, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So what are they doing it for then? Is it because they want to be ranked 50 instead of ranked 70, or ranked
pretty
50?
Much, yeah.
Okay, so that's the reason why they're choosing it.
Oh, but he says because that's how you get the BIS gear. That's what he's saying.
Sure.
You have to
right?
do the strat with the BIS gear.
Yeah.
Well,
you have to get the BIS gear fastest, is what he's saying.
Yeah.
Because otherwise he's falling behind and getting his keys done or whatever.
Yeah.
If you want to be successful, you have to do the strat that everyone else is doing. That's how it works.
Sure.
On a high end.
But he's complaining he doesn't want to be. He's like, the success is not worth it because the fun is gone. And my argument is, you can still have a varying degree of success, right? You can still get your mythic gear and all, and have fun. No, like, Blizzard is not the problem here. You are the problem.
Well,
you guys chose
know,
this. Blizzard did not do anything to make you do this.
Yeah, for me, I don't understand what era he's like nostalgic for, because he's saying like you don't get a chance to discover anything anymore. I'm sure the guys who are race to world first are discovering stuff. They're just somebody has to discover it. It's the people at the front of the line.
Do.
So
Max has said when we did Gallywix, it was the most fun we've ever had in a race because it was like an entirely new thing for us to figure out.
Well, he's like, I'm getting linked videos of other guilds killing it. It's like, okay, well, maybe in the past you were that guild who was discovering stuff because you were further up in the line. Now you're not. That's not a modern rating problem.
No, scrap, because now they stream it. That's the problem. Is now in the past they never streamed it. Everyone kept their secrets.
I the same way I'm encourage you with your wheel character to only do it as you enjoy it and not make yourself miserable over it. I really think I found a happy place with raiding, and it's not looking up anything or watching any videos and have Frank bark orders at me and when he's explaining the fight, I'm listening, but I'm gonna have to see it. Then I see it a couple times. I'm like, oh, I get it. And then as we're figuring out strategies for us, where we're like, oh, it's better if we push these symbols back so we're standing in a better place and finding it out.
Ooh.
Oh, Io just left.
He's having some internet issues.
Oh, okay.
But,
hold on. Just so everyone knows, all the pictures on the screen are going to be bad until Io gets back in here.
That's fine. You can edit it, right?
No, just
But I'm just saying that, like, if you want to be discovering and enjoying yourself, you're maybe not playing at the right level. Maybe you're playing at too high a level or with too, like, sweaty of a guild. Like, you can have that feeling. You just need to find a different group of people, maybe have less, like, pressure on finishing it at a certain time or having the best gear ever. If you're not enjoying it where it's at, there's lots of different ways people play the game. So that's just what I'm just saying.
I don't know this guy. I just see his
I don't know
angry
this guy either.
TikToks, and I think it's funny. But yeah, I mean, if he wants to discover, if he wants to be discovering stuff, maybe he needs to be one of the world first.
No,
Yeah.
but like,
raiders,
beyond that,
whatever,
it doesn't.
but-
It's not like he's not shackled by that, right? Like,
well,
just
here's the thing.
not granted. What he is shackled by 19 other people agreeing with him, right? But there are 19 other people that would probably agree. Yeah, that would be more fun. Let's make a guild and do that, right?
If you want to have fun, then have fun. Join our
Yeah.
raid. We have
Join
fun.
our raid. Yeah.
No, and
Well, I
to your
don't know.
point, like,
Fine.
to your point, like doing Fractalus, we don't have any weakers. We like the only thing I have is the timer, just to tell me when X and Y and Z is going to happen. And yes, it did probably slow us down from completing the boss in a reasonable amount of time, but we did kill it very quickly. And
Yeah, but
More
it was
enjoyable to
fun
actually
watching
try to
people
coordinate.
do silly shit. That's like, what are you doing?
the
You
fun
know?
Yeah.
the fun part is when you tell Fear to go somewhere and he doesn't go, or you yell at Stoop. Like, all those things make our raid fun, and
Yep.
I don't know, we have a good time. We don't take it too seriously.
Stoop was exceptional. This
What?
this
He's been doing good on
his DPS
Dimensius.
is great. His DPS is great. I'm not.
Yeah, but
but
even on Dimensius,
this
like
entire
a couple.
no scrap.
Yeah.
There have been more Stoops. What are you doing? than I care to imagine. This.
I think you're just losing patience with him. I think he's
No,
adapted
dude.
and learned.
I was 0 to
six.
60 on patience with him a long time ago.
Yeah,
Stoop is taking the heat off of Flux. Scrap. It's fine.
Dude, Flux died like 6 times in a row, and you didn't say a word. If that was Snoop, you would have kicked him out of the raid.
I did say something to him. It was just in private.
Yeah, okay.
It was just a, hey bud, what's going on?
Hey, bud, did your brain fall out your ears? What's going on? Like,
No, but the other thing is Flex also like immediately knew it was like, oh, this is the problem, right? He was like,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah,
God, I'm
yeah.
so Stoop's just like, okay,
Yeah.
Stoop, if you're watching, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to dog on you. I'm just saying, you know, we
Fra-
gotta have
Stoop,
a
I'm
chat.
defending you. I think Frank just has a problem with hunters, like,
No,
and he's
that's-
taking out his anger on me on you. Like,
Okay,
he's
well-
hunter racist.
I don't think Io's coming back, but I think we all agree. Just have fun, y'all. Like, just
Have fun.
stop worrying
Just have
about
fun.
it. Okay,
Drink
let me,
whiskey, have a good time.
let
Yeah.
me turn off all these cameras again.
Oh, Tuesday is Brewfest, so have fun in your raid on Tuesday. Celebrate Brewfest. That's what we'll be doing.
I don't have a transmog for that.
Drinking raid.
Lithian, at this point in the podcast, it's just me on the screen with all of the cameras turned off, but we should use AI to recreate images of you guys. Remind me to do that.
Okay, and have them bob
Yeah.
up and down.
No, well, I don't know
Little
actually.
bobbleheads.
AI is pretty handy. Maybe I can make like pretend videos of you guys chatting.
Oh God.
Okay, well,
I'm thinking about the Will Smith and the spaghetti
Yeah,
video. Like,
yeah,
God, it's so
Like,
bad, dude.
yeah.
all right, any last words? Scrap.
Now let's cut this off.
Let's
Okay.
just cut it off. Just cut
Lithian.
it off. It's
Cut.
over. No, I just have fun, man. Enjoy your
Have
life. Don't get too burned out.
All right. Well, I'll tell everyone to go play Peak. It was hilarious playing.
I've never played Peak, so I don't know.
We'll
what
play-
that
we'll
is.
play again
We were
this-
in
this
peak
soon.
night.
Yeah.
It was
we'll play
supposed to be
again soon.
tonight.
Yeah.
Oh, we gotta do a
Io, anything you want to
podcast.
add? Ah, you piece of shit.
I love Frank.
Um,
Frank is great.
Well, okay, that's
Yeah.
episode 57, everyone. It wasn't as long as Scrap thinks it is, but it is a long one. At least you guys got your 2 hours worth this week. Again, to all of our fans who keep asking for more episodes, I promise you, we are trying to get more, but you know, coordinating all of us with our jobs and families is not as easy as it looks. But we will keep pushing and trying to get more episodes out. Who knows? Maybe we can get to episode 100 by the time we hit BlizzCon next year, and Scrap,
He's
Scrap
talking about
immediately doesn't
BlizzCon.
believe that's happening.
We can do it, man.
Yeah, we can do it. We just have to do it like every of the next 52 weeks. We'd have to do it like
Every week. It's
like
even more.
every 3 weeks we'd have to have 2 episodes, kind of thing.
Yeah, we have
that's
to do it
fine. We
more.
can do that.
I don't think so. We could just like the week before we go to BlizzCon, just call it episode 100. Nobody will check.
Oh my
okay,
God.
okay.
Just like you do your keys.
Yeah, exactly. Just
tell a
lie.
lie.
Scrap, you still
It's
need
a
to
white
design
lie.
our shirts for
Yeah, well, when we place in the MDI, I'm gonna put our number that we place at on the shirts, 27, or
Okay.
whatever it has to be.
Well, thank you again, everyone, for watching. Thank you for subscribers. Again, we hit our 2K. We really appreciate that. Continue to subscribe and like and comment. It helps us. We make $7 an episode or something like that. That's not
Oh,
bad.
yeah. And
Payoff.
2K is very reasonable arena score. It's kind of a shit Mythic Plus score, but like,
Wow.
Hey,
good.
2K, that's like top 15%, you know? Whatever. And again, you can watch us on Twitch. We'll have a peak stream. We'll have the rest. We're progging Heroic Dimensius, and I feel like that's embarrassing to admit, but that's where we're at. And then
it's down this week.
and then we're gonna push some serious keys, and then we got MDI in October. So continue to support us. We really appreciate it. Until the next episode, whenever it may be, we love you all. See y'all. Take care. Happy keys and happy rating.
Happy keys.
Peace.
Happy keys. Happy wheel.
Happy wheel.